light. L-Y-L-L-Y-T. Must I say it again? I said it before. Move out the way when I'm coming through the door. Me, heavy, as light as a rock. Guys watch, even some of the girls clock. Step back, it ain't that type of party. No reply if you ain't somebody. Get out my face, don't wanna hear no more. If you hate rejection, don't try to score. First base, you ain't got what it takes. You smile, you wink, your big fake flake. You're so pathetic, you make my stomach turn. You beg, you borrow, now you have to learn. I am the light. L-Y-L-L-Y-T. I am the light. L-Y-L-L-Y-T. Light as a rock, or I should say a boulder, rolling down your neck, pounding on your shoulders. Never shall I be an MC called a wannabe. I am the light, L-Y-T-E. This is the way it is, don't ever forget. Hear them I'm someone else and you know they've been all in the way, just little obstacles. Chew them up, spit them out just like popsicles. Suckers out of my way, we're not on the same wavelength. I show stability, potential, and strength. On the other hand, you are weak and unruly. You never be a spot cause you're just a plain stoolie. I am the light, L-Y-L-L-Y-T. I am the light. I'm a slave, I'm a slave, I'm a slave to the rhythm. Death rhymes on the microphone is what I'm giving. Yes, I am a rock and you are just a pebble. Milk, turn up the bass and rock adjusting levels. If a rap can paint 1,000 words, then I can paint 1,000,000. Wait, light is capable of painting up a zillion raps. And when I say it, this is what I mean. Audio 2 and the alliance on the scene. And I like to say what's up to my producer, King of Chill. Party people, are you ready? Jam if you will. Never underestimate Light the MC. I am a rapper who is here to make things the way they're meant to be. The word ultimate. I'm here to take the title, but I had a little trouble upon my arrival. But I got rid of those who tried to rock me. Light is here, no one can stop me. And the light. There are hip-hop leaders, this you know. We also have hip-hoppers that follow. By the tone of my voice, you can tell I am a scholar. I'm also the leader of the hip-hop followers. Now get this, I'm at a jam and I'm rocking it. Suckers like a checkerboard, red, black is clocking it. The grace as I ease across the stage, bars around the audience, sorta like a cage. They laugh, cause they assume I'm in prison, but in reality, they're locked in. Once again, I'll state that I can't be stopped for show. I am as light as I am.
Who with me?
Rock.
What is today? Tuesday?
I am the light. Do you understand the metaphor of the phrase
Who
light
is
as a rock? It's explaining how heavy the young lady is. You know what I'm saying, King?
Yes, my brother, but I would consider light as a rock
Who is?
simply because of the usage of the word as. And now, directly from the planet of Brooklyn, MC Light as a rock.
What's good?
L-Y-L-L-Y-T. I am the light.
It's Tuesday.
L-Y-L-L-Y-T. I am the light. L-Y-L-L-Y-T. I am the light. L-Y-L-L-Y-T.
Hey.
I am the light. L-Y-L-L-Y-T.
Hey, let me ask you guys something. Who with me? Hit the share.
I am the light.
Good evening. Good evening to Michelle. What's good, Michelle Hardy? What's happening with you? My apologies, I went over a little bit. What's up? It's the 5 p.m. Wyatt-Live show, y'all. Coming to you live and direct here in Studio W. Yeah. What's good with you? Is everybody feeling good today? I know. It's Tuesday. It's kind of a drag day. Good evening, Cheryl Gross. Good evening, Michelle Hardy. What's good with everybody today? We're going to do something. I promise you, we're going to do something here. I'm a little draggy today, but I'm coming. I'm here for it. Got a little bit of information I'm trying to verify right now as we speak. But good evening to everybody. We're going to give some people some time to get in here. Good evening, Stephanie Hyde. Good evening, Fame Rothstein. What's good, Fame? What's happening, y'all? Everybody here. We're going to put the comments on the screen as we go. Y'all a little early for me today. It's 5:20. I started a little while ago. Where y'all been? You know I'm lying. I've been here a whole song ago. MC Light, solid as a rock. Dispute that. What's good with everybody today? It's Tuesday. Who all had a problem getting up this morning? Who all had a problem? I didn't. It's got these storms in Florida going on. That's what's happening. These damn storms. Be right back. Cincinnati live and direct. Right back. Hey, listen, got a couple things I want to talk about today. There go my little sis. What's good, Sin? What's good, Sin? What happening with you? Sending love? What's happening? All right, listen. Y'all got to understand. You know, I got a few things going on right now because I've been reading DMs and I'm starting to think that I'm wondering something here. My bad. Can everybody hear me? Sabrina Calloway, what's good? Cindy said, hey, bro, what's happening? Somebody told me in my DM that I don't have sweet tea and lemon in my cup. They say I'm on some different. They say I'm on lean. I said, I don't even know what lean is. If you put lean in a cup, if it don't taste like sweet tea, it ain't gonna get drunk. I'm not drinking it. But I'm gonna give them a plug. I'm gonna give them a free commercial. I'm gonna give them a free ad real fast. This is the best sweet tea in the world. It's by Gold Peak. It was picked up by the Coca-Cola company. I'm gonna sit it right over here. It is amazing. It's better than any restaurant tea. What's good? Black Russia's in the building. Alt Middle. Amazing. Alt Middle. I hear y'all kicking cats out the group. Come on, Fame. Come on, Russia. Black Russia. Y'all ain't kicking cats out the group. Are you? I had to get me a seatbelt. I hear it's a ride over there. Get me a seatbelt. But what's good with everybody? How's the things going in Cincinnati? What's happening in the nitty? Nasty nitty. What's good with y'all? Everybody Gucci? Everybody good? Everybody good? Little sis say, you on that sugar. What's happening with y'all? I'm getting a little goofy today because time is limited for me today. Some of y'all happy about that. My time a little tight today. I got shit to do. Them storms coming. I got shit to pack up. I'm sealing stuff. I gotta get back. What it do? Sabrina say, what's happening? Tea so good, Bobby King say, tea so good, slap your mama. That's them ribs, ain't it? Ribs and what is it? Wasn't it chicken and waffles? Yeah. So good it slap your mama. That was Friday. Miss Williams said, what's happening? I'm just letting some people build up. What's good, sis? You been missing. And milk cartons you. I think you and Donnie, my brother got into it after that Father's Day weekend when you put him on punishment from the show. Like, you can't watch this one this week. And then he came back the next week, that Monday, and he said, I'm gonna do what I want to do. That's what he said. And then when you came in the room, he sat his ass back down and he did what he was supposed to do. Y'all know how y'all ladies do. Doing great, Stephanie High said, that's what's up. Sabrina Calloway is in the building. She says it's all the way live. That's what's happening. Mike Ward said, good evening, fam. What's happening with y'all? Everybody Gucci? Everybody good? Good, because we got some shit to talk about today. Yeah, we got to get back to the basics. We got to get back to the basics. Everybody driving home, you got your seatbelt on? I hear some traffic problems out on the expressway right now back in Cincinnati. Somebody just sent me a DM talking about there's some shit jumping off on 75. I don't know which way, north or south. You know what I'm saying? I don't know which way, but they talking about task force and everybody. Fame starting to talk that shit, y'all. He said, nobody got kicked out the group. We ended an affiliation. He got to fight for himself now. We no longer provide protection. Y'all got some gang shit going on. Gang. Fame and them ain't playing. Woo. No, she said, Miss Williams say, nah, we been working. Yeah, Donnie say her husband, her hubby say, yeah, bro. Yes, sir, I'm still on lockdown. Yeah, Fame. Look, man, let me tell you something, bro. I rock with that. I know a lot of people fell off on Cosby. He say, Alt Middle still stands with Bill Cosby rights as an American citizen. See, Fame, that right there, that statement right there is what everybody is missing. Rights as an American citizen. See, what a lot of people don't understand with Bill Cosby is He's an example of what all those fake woke people been talking about as far as the abuse of the judicial system. This has nothing to do with guilt or innocence. I'm not talking about that. My argument was never if he was guilty or innocent. My argument was how they got their conviction was some bullshit. And the judge should really, I got to be careful how I say things being an officer of the court, but that's just out of the respect of the seat. But the judge should really be, could take some criticism, some ridicule for that. I'm gonna be honest with you. The judge made a real bad decision in allowing something that was an agreed agreement. They had an agreement that should have never came back up. And I felt it was a bad play. Now, do I think Bill Cosby did what the accusations are? I don't know. But I could tell you one thing: in the initial arguments, when they didn't indict him on the findings, they didn't find him. They didn't find that they had enough to find him to get a conviction if they got an indictment. An indictment is easy to do. Okay, that's an easy situation. But when in the report, when it says they don't feel that the witnesses are credible and that they bring credible information to the table to get a conviction on an indictment. See, a lot of people don't look at that. Y'all looking at a group of individuals that's saying the same thing, and that's just a little bit, it sounds convenient. It seems to be convenient, and I'm not saying he did it or he didn't. I just look at the fact that in the report, the initial report, it does say, the courts say, basically, can I put it in a nutshell so the average person can really get what I'm talking about? Because I don't want to blow a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo around. Basically, the prosecutors in them was like, man, we ain't really got shit. We got a bunch of people that's saying the same shit, but now their credibility starts to come up. That's the only thing I'm saying. That's the only thing I'm talking about is, trust me on this. If they could have convicted him the right way up front, evidence, the whole nine, if they could have convicted him, they would have. So they had to backdoor and do some old bullshit to get a conviction. And that's why everybody should be up in an uproar when you see the judicial system pimp us like that right in plain sight. Right in plain sight. And that's why I had a problem with some of our leaders who didn't come up and challenge what was good. What's good, little sister? Go, Lisa. Lisa Rogers, been missing for a while. She's been on the milk cart. You and Cindy must have been on the same field trip. Y'all been together? I know we grew up together. I know y'all was probably ripping and running, but y'all been out there together. Hey, listen. Yesterday we had a conversation about responsibility, accountability, the police chief not saying anything about parents and shit, and people lit me up in the DM. That's okay. I'm a grown ass man. I can take it. I'm still licking my wounds though. Told me I didn't know what I was talking about. So my opinion is I don't know what I'm talking about. My opinion is I don't understand how you can say I don't know what I'm talking about when I just voice my opinion about a situation. That's it. That's ridiculous to me. However, I still stick on what I say. I'm never going to turn back on that. The bottom line is there's no accountability in our community. None. The only accountability that you have is seeking ability from other people. It's pretty damn obvious. Black Fox, what's good? I love saying Black Fox. That's like the dopest name on here. I ain't gonna lie. We had a Chavaka, which I thought was the smoothest and the greatest. That's like a drink name, but Black Fox, Tabitha, you won. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's the dopest name on here to me right now. Somebody gonna come up with some dope shit, Flox. So get ready. They coming. That's the winner so far. If we had a contest, you'd be in first place. But I'm going to stick to what I said yesterday. Y'all got to admit, man, come on, man. I ain't going to beat the dead horse. But the bottom line is, I've listened to radio stations today. I listened to podcasts today. And I'm going to tell you something. Black Rush, I don't know where you at. I seen you chime in, bro, but I got to say something to you on the air, bro. You making some of these fake woke people, you making it too easy for them to make a valid point on some bullshit. And I know that's contradictory when you say a valid point on some bullshit. Well, if you're great at talking about bullshit, then you can validate your bullshit. You can make it fit where it belongs. You understand what I'm saying? You got to stop using names, man. You trigger them. You have triggered names, okay? Like, for instance, you can make a great point, and then you'll say something, and then you'll bring in a name which triggers a whole different, it's a deflection is what they use. So you'll say some shit about accountability, great flow, you know what I'm saying? And then you'll say somebody like, you know, and then see Joe Dieters, and I didn't even hear all your stuff today. I didn't hear everything today. But then you'll use a trigger word. You'll bring in a word like Joe Dieters. Joe Dieters been saying this. And bro, as much as I understand exactly what you're talking about, you letting people off the hook when you use names like that. See, those are trigger words. Those are trigger names, trigger words to make people deflect off of the real issue. And that's been the whole problem. For those that don't know, Joe Dieters is the prosecutor here. Well, in Hamilton County. He's the prosecutor in Hamilton County, in Cincinnati, Ohio. And the black community really don't care for him when you listen to black radio. However, even if you make a valid point, bro, about how Joe Dieters feel about this, because I got some information that I'd like to share about Joe Dieters and what he's thinking about what's going on with all the shooting in Cincinnati. Okay? When you use words like Joe Dieters, you give them an out. You understand what I'm saying? Everything that you're saying about the shootings and who's responsible and accountability, everything's on point. But as soon as you say the trigger word, Joe Dieters, now they can veer off the whole issue. That's too easy, bro. Don't let them off the hook. Don't let them off the hook. Don't let them off the hook. Go hard. Stop being so friendly. When they kill you, you know what I mean? They do you in. I'm just being honest. We the dumb ones. We the dumb ones. We don't know no better. Everybody talking about, you know, everybody got all these they got accountability for everybody else with our problem. I listened to it on the radio today. I'm on my phone. I got the Wi-Fi going or whatever it is, you know, radio joint. And I'm listening to the radio stations in Cincinnati. And he is talking crazy to me. Not necessarily the host, but there was a couple comments that were made. You can't blame the mamas. The mamas ain't everywhere. They can't control their kids. My mama controlled me. My mama controlled me. My mama, my grandmother, my aunts, my cousins, Miss Sis Trump down the street, Miss Betty, Miss Jordan. I can name them quite a many. They all controlled me. We had a village. I ain't gonna keep talking about the same thing, but if they're gonna keep bringing up the same subjects and deflecting, Black Russian, when you said Joe Dieters, oh, you just turned over a whole, they ain't trying to hear none of the shit that makes sense. Matter of fact, they stay quiet. They don't have a rebuttal to it. I told you yesterday, they done blamed everybody. Even the chief of police gets on all the news stations right in Cincinnati, Ohio, and he says right on the air, and I'm watching it on my phone because I don't have Cincinnati TV, so I'm watching it on my phone, and I'm watching the comments, which, to be honest with you, television on your phone using the apps and going in like on Facebook and stuff like that is much more engaging. And the reason why I say that is because as somebody's talking, an interview or a press conference, you can watch the reactions from people that are watching it just like you. You can look at the reactions, you can read the comments, and oh my goodness, everybody's on the same page. Not everybody, but majority of the same people. But when it got down to that one part, I mentioned this yesterday, I don't mean to be repetitive, but they still talking about this shit, so let's get at it. When the chief of police is saying that the community leaders, the churches, the pastors, the school system, the lunch lady with the hairnet, the candy lady in the neighborhood, when they holding everybody else responsible for somebody else's children, not one time did police chief Isaacs, not one time did he say, yo mama, yo daddy. He did not say anything about accountability with them. And I thought about it. And I said, well, maybe somebody had it right. Maybe somebody was like, he didn't mention the parents. Here we go. He didn't mention the parents, because he's telling those leaders and the lunch lady at the school and the counselor at the school and all these other people who he feels should be responsible for this shit, he feel like they need to go have contact with the parent. Wink, wink. Okay. But he's wrong if that's his take. Once again, you're asking somebody to be responsible for somebody else's responsibility. The lunch lady didn't have them kids. The lady at school didn't have them kids. That's that boy's mama over there. That's that boy's father over there. I see you, Black Russia. He said, I'm listening, big bro. You're right. Trigger names are discarded. Alt middle. They are, bro. It's not that you say anything wrong. You make a valid point. Joe Dieters did say this is what was up. Can I bring Joe Dieters up in my conversation? I'm not a fan of anybody. I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of justice. I'm a fan of the truth. I'm a fan of reality. And reality is this. Joe Dieters did say some of these things. Joe Dieters is not wrong about what's going on with some of these judges. And the same ones that are sitting back saying there ain't no problem with judges, they don't know. They ain't down there. They ain't even asked. I can guarantee you. Just have them ask a defense attorney. Have them ask somebody that works in the prosecutor's office. Ask somebody. Don't give your opinion when somebody's telling somebody a fact. The fact is there are people on the streets right now with pending gun charges that are still committing crimes throughout the United States. It's not just in Cincinnati. This is a practicing act right now. And for those that say, well, ain't no judge letting people out of jail that's killing people. That's not what we're saying. But we don't have to go far, B. You don't have to get on the 49 and ride or the Greyhound and ride to another state. You can go get on the 49 and ride it straight downtown to City Hall or to your Justice Center and see the problems right within your own city limits. You don't have to go to Chicago. See, I'm tired of talking about Chicago. Chicago is not on my radar. My hometown, my home city is Cincinnati, Ohio. I would rather look at what's going on in my city first, and then we can work on Chicago. That's just how I feel. And if you look at your own city, the same problems they have in Chicago, the numbers may not be the same. Population ain't the same either. But the acts are the same. Y'all trying to tell me y'all didn't see that shit on the news with Over the Rhine? I was going to record it. I was going to put it on here. Y'all didn't see that little brother get out of that little gray car that they looking for right now? Just getting out, popping, bang, 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 shooting down the street, can't shoot nobody. They ain't at no gun ranges. You know where the streets gun ranges is? They're in the streets. So, damn it, if you don't have, look, people don't have targets on their back. When you got a guy that shoots 4 or 5 shots down the street trying to hit somebody and he don't hit nothing, then he's liable to hit all the wrong shit. And you know what? These cats don't even talk about it. They don't talk about it. They totally ignore the real problem. That's how I know when they co-signing bullshit. Where Black Lives Matter and all that. Oh, I'm sorry. I ain't trying to have a short show today because when I start talking too damn real, people black out and be like, oh shit, man, I think I left the oven on. I'll be back, Wyatt. I left the oven on. You ain't coming back. You ain't coming back. But it's cool. You keep your oven on. Where everybody at now? Where all them protests? Why they ain't walking in the streets for crime? Oh, I know. Why don't you do it? I'm doing my part. I'm talking about it. I'm bringing awareness to it. That's what I do. What you doing? You bringing awareness to what? You bringing awareness. Y'all bringing awareness. Fake woke bring awareness to everything that don't really have. You know how when you work in a puzzle, some people work from the outside and work in. Yeah, well, some of these cats working from the middle and making it way difficult to really solve this problem. Because, yeah, I'm not saying police brutality isn't an issue. I'm not talking about police injustices or all the shit y'all go fight for and seem to be relevant about. I'm not saying it don't exist. But have you ever thought about the true solution to the problem might be working from the outside, fixing our community so there won't be any live cattle for them to disrupt? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about if we not in certain situations and positions, they don't have nobody to fuck with, right? Oh, we make it real easy. I know. I'm about to get canceled. Hit the share. I need some people to watch. Because y'all about to go. I know y'all about to check out. You know, I heard somebody today say that the school's failing us. That's why them kids out there shooting and shit. The schools. Once again, lunch lady. Once again, the principal ain't doing his job because y'all sending kids to school that ain't prepared. Let me explain something to you. I have several people in several positions across the country. Well, I know, and I've mentioned this before. I know a couple guys that are really close. I know a guy that's up in Cleveland, in the Cleveland area, who's a principal of a school. I've mentioned him before. He's telling me kids aren't coming to school prepared. Some kids don't have pencils. They can correct that problem. Some kids don't have paper. They can correct that problem. Some kids don't have a reading level equivalent to their grade. They can fix that problem. But there's some problems that these schools just can't fix. An undisciplined, unrespectable child is an issue for a school. And what it does is it's not only disruptive to that teacher, it's disruptive to the class. So what you're doing is you're blaming a system that's inheriting problems. Now, am I saying that the school system can't be better? Of course it can be better. But how are we going to blame a school system? That's like saying, you know what? I'm going to go get me 5 Dennis Rodmans for my basketball team. Who else a problem? I'm just saying a problem attitude, cancerous in the locker room. I'm going to get 5 of them. And you think because they good players that we about to win a championship when you just brought 5 cancerous players to the locker room? We about to win something? No, G, we ain't going to win nothing. We're going to win an early trip home because we're not going nowhere. And what I'm saying is we're filtering bad behavior kids into schools, and it's spreading. It's slowing things down up for the other kids. Now, how you going to hold the school accountable, or how you going to hold them responsible for your kid not learning when that's what you send into the school? I know that might not make sense to a few people, but like my principal buddy told me, these kids are coming to school. They don't have underwear on. They don't have socks on. They don't have proper clothing in the wintertime. They don't have hygienes. They're not brushing their teeth. They're not washing their bodies. All of this stuff comes from home. This comes from somebody that says, get your ass up, boy. Get on that bus. That free bus they sending over here. You sit your ass. This is daycare. And they want you to do they want the school system to do everything for them. They want the school system to do everything. And you know where it got exposed? It got exposed during COVID. Now tell me I'm lying. How many kids did y'all hear about when they were talking about these kids can't even eat during the day? The mom and the dad or whoever child it is can't even eat. Them same people who bitch and complain about the school system fail to understand this. That school is the only place some of these kids can get a sense of order. I mean, like, dysfunction is floating through the homes. So the only normalcy that they have is at their school, whether it's at Cincinnati public school, in most cases, public school. Remember when they were on COVID lockdown and the teachers were complaining about the shit they were seeing in the background on the computers of the kids? Daddy in the back got his hands all down his pants. He's smoking a joint with a damn monitor, a damn home incarceration monitor on the ankles. Mama's back there smoking weed. That's the boyfriend, by the way. And hey y'all cool? We cool? We good? Little T, get your pencils, boy. Shit. I got shit to do. The Flintstones on. Hey, post some more milk in my cereals. My cereals. Fuck out of here. Big Shane. What's good, Big Shane? He says wait, I need my glasses. I need my tools for this one. There has got to be something done because it's too many shootings and it's been out of hand. And the same song is being sung with nothing basically done. Shane, that's the whole thing of the fake woke, bro. The same song. Bro, they've been playing the same 45 for years. Old heads know what I'm talking about when I say the 45. Y'all youngsters may not get it. They've been playing the same 45 since back in the day, bro. You already know it. So let me ask you something. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, where my boss is at? When you keep doing something over and over and over and over and over and over again and looking for a different outcome, that's a sure sign of what? Yeah, y'all know what it is. These kids don't have any normalcy at home. These are the same kids that you see out in the streets. Now, granted, I've had a couple people that I even grew up myself personally, I said this yesterday, that had an excellent mother. Had an excellent mother. Didn't none of us really know our daddies. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all, this is 100 right here. This is real. All right. I knew who he was, but I could tell you the saddest thing in the world right now, and I don't give a fuck about putting him on blast. My mother never said one word bad about my real father. Not one word. He know who he is. All my brothers, the troop, everybody know who they are. Everybody. But here's the problem. Like, I could have dated one of my sisters one day and not even know it. That's how crazy shit is out here in our community. Like, that's your cousin? I ain't know. Bro, that's your... We got kids all over the place and we don't even know them. You got brothers and sisters bumping heads out here, not even knowing. They in the club and he like, damn, she fine. He don't even know that's his sister. That very well easily could have happened to me. I'm being honest with you. I'm so damn dead serious. I'm so damn serious about that. And we yet to look around. See, this is shit nobody talking about. They think I'm down on my people. But the only way you gonna make something right, sometimes you just gotta demolish and tear down bad shit and rebuild it. Sometimes it just take a demolition like me. Sometimes. Now look, Steph Hyde, I ain't talking about incest. I ain't talking about incest because I'm talking about when you got kids like for instance, my father was a Rolling Stone. Okay, y'all know what that is, old heads. But let's just say, and he did. He has a daughter that's my age. So let's just say I meet her at a club one day and I don't know who she is. Like, I don't know all of my father's kids. I don't. Real life. No podcast shit. Real life. I don't know my father's, all his kids. But I know he got a daughter my age. So what if I thought she was fly? And I don't even know that's my sister. Is this too creepy? Is this creepy? I'm just being honest. Because this is real life. Shit like this happen. And we out here screaming and hollering about other shit. And we ain't even got our ducks in a row. We ain't even got our shit in order. And we gonna make sure somebody fix the shit they doing to us when we doing. Get out of here, yo. The school system. School system failing us. Are we, okay. I know this ain't gonna sit too. I know this ain't gonna fit. I know this ain't gonna feel too good. This about to be one of them ooh moments. Or is the school system failing us, or are we failing the school system? Because let me just say this to you. You do know some people come out of public school like Ace Boone, like they like very smart and shit. Just because we get free lunch, just because we went to public school, don't mean we some dumb motherfuckers. It don't mean that. There's a lot of people that come out of public school that are very smart, intelligent business owners, CPAs, college grads, whatever you want to name it. A ton of people come out of public school. So how you going to use the narrative of the school systems are failing us? How about the school systems are being failed? Have you ever thought about what they have to accept? Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought about what they collect, what they get? And then, you know, they only have so much time with your kid. And then when they get the kid, they at school with them, and now they teaching that kid something that they mama don't even have. Some discipline. They trying. So it's kind of hard. Let me tell you something. I had a kid that was in the Big Brother program. I wasn't his big brother, but my brother-in-law was. He was his big brother. You know, they was cool. He would come get him and all that old shit. And this kid was from over the Rhine. But you got to understand, that big brother shit is part-time. Real life is happening full time. I'm not discrediting the Big Brother program. I was in the shit. I sat back and watched all my buddies run up those boys' money, run up they little cards and shit when we was kids. They didn't have cards back then, but they was in their pocket. We had them white boys from St. X. The white guys from St. X came down to the boys club and was our big brothers. I didn't want shit from them. I'll be honest with you. I've just been an independent guy. I lace up my bootstraps, tighten my belt, and I go get what I want on my own. I didn't need them to buy me shit. We go to Kings Island. No, okay. Y'all got me in. I'm Gucci. I'll ride some shit. I don't want nobody buying me nothing. I'm cool. Sorry. But that all being said, let me just say this to you. I'm not too proud, but I ain't gonna beg. But I will say this. I do support the Boys and Girls Clubs. I support the Big Brothers program. But that's a part-time in their life type of situation. That's not full-time. So I had a brother-in-law who had a part-time little brother situation. And that little brother was a cool little kid. Mom was not, doing all what she needed to do. This little kid was somewhat respectable. And his big brother happened to be a P&G employee and was showing him some things, took him out to his nice suburban home and, showed nice car and all this old shit. Well, that kid only got a portion of that life. But he also had to go home. He always had to go home. He had to go back to where he lived. In them streets and that, it wasn't enough time. He didn't have enough time to absorb a better life. So he fell to the streets. It happens. Parenting is not a part-time position. It's a full-time position. Parenting is you can rely on some help. We all know that. But it's no one's responsibility to put your children in a win situation. It's yours. You can exhort help, but it's no one's responsibility to take your kids and say, I'm going to make you somebody. If you ain't already took a head start in sending your kids in that direction, somebody else coming to say it ain't gonna filter. It ain't gonna get to them the right way. Mama fussing and cussing, smoking cools and dating dudes, coming in from all these different directions, bringing all these men in front of this young man and blah, blah, blah. And he's supposed to be normal when he get around other people. He's supposed to be right. You damn right we talking about the real roots. Y'all love to say the root of the problem. No, the real freaking roots is when you putting a diaper on, sing to your baby. Have some love for your baby. Point your baby in the right direction at the young age. When they shitting on themselves, still say, okay, baby, it's okay. It's okay, baby. We good. We good, baby. We always gonna be good, baby. I said it yesterday. Boy, I got flack yesterday. But y'all know this shit is true. Y'all know it's true. I said it yesterday. I said, some of these parents out here don't even like their kids. You created a monster and you don't like your creation. You done created Frankenstein. And you don't even like your children. You can't do the things you do with your children and let them be who they are and love them and care for them. You can't. It's impossible. I know. Cancel me now. Damn it, Wyatt, you done said it. You said what they won't say. And let me say this to you. I know the chief gonna be mad. I ain't mad at him. I'm just being like, bro, why wouldn't you say something? I had to sleep on it. I said, okay, well, listen, Chief Isaacs is about to retire in the city of Cincinnati, right? He's about to retire. I don't know, at the end of the year, some shit like that. Hit the share. He may want to hear this. He can call me one day and say how wrong I am. And I don't have no problem with him, he a brother. But let me just say this to you. Whenever you hold all those people accountable, and not say something about the parents, that's just too safe for me. It sounds like somebody might be trying to run for office or something somewhere down the line. I could be wrong. But when you say something to not piss off voters or people, when you don't keep shit 100 and you just with the get along gang and agreeing with bullshit and nonsense, I sniffed some bullshit somewhere. Yeah, something ain't right. Something's not right. Something's not right when I start hearing people agree with bullshit. Now, I know he care. I know he care. All of them care. You got politicians calling in. They ain't doing shit, man. Their job ain't to make sure your kids don't be shooting nobody and all that old shit. They ain't responsible for that. They don't give a damn, but they got to call in and act like they got a solution to the problem that's been going on for 50 years. Why don't none of them just tell the truth and shit? Why? I mean, what the fuck is wrong, man? What's going on? Why can't nobody just say his mama ain't shit, bro? Why? What the fuck? What? Why can't he? He ain't got no daddy. Why? What? Is it me or is it? I'm gonna get canceled from my brothers and sisters because I get a lot of love for telling the truth, but I get a whole lot of, hey, bro, that shit ain't cool. What's not cool? You always listen. You will always have a kid who had a great upbringing and you wonder why they veered off. But that's far and few in between the shit that's going on out here. How many kids you think from the suburbs with a mother and father, do you think that was, let's just be honest. Let's be real. Call me a stereotype, whatever. But I play the odds of the numbers. If I was a gambler, I'd probably be pretty good at the shit because I play the odds. So let me just understand this. How many, by the show of hands, I'm going to give this situation the benefit of the doubt. By the show of hands, how many felt like the guy that jumped out the gray car was a kid from the suburbs and he had his mama's Toyota Corolla for the weekend, for the day, and he went downtown because somebody called him like, Big Cuz, they fucking with me over here. And Big Cuz went out his garage at his mama's suburban crib, mother and father, drove past the white picket fence, got on the 75 and drove down to downtown Cincinnati to over the Rhine and unloaded down the street with a gun. How many, by the show of hands, think that was a suburban kid? A black brother, a brother. Who think that dude had mom and dad at home waiting for their car and he better put gas back in it when he get home? How many think that was the situation? I'll wait. So, I'll wait. What more likely was it? The same situation that Dr. Odell Thurman, what's his name? Odell Thurman? Odell Owens? Odell Owens? Dr. Odell Owens? Didn't he tell it? He said basically when we did our case study, because you know fake woke like to use statistics, they like to use data and shit like that. They love saying those words. They like to use these big words and shit when they get lost in the sauce of reality. Like Black Russia, when you had these conversations, you know, when you finish, like I said, when you use certain words, bro, they can be distracted from the real issue. You can be distracted from the real issue. Then it goes from the person that you triggered, then it goes on to them, and then it goes on to you, your support of them. You see what I'm saying? It had nothing to do, you're way off the issue. Everything's off the issue at that point. Get what I'm saying? You're never talking about what you really started talking about. Manipulation of words, bro. It's a Jedi mind trick. People easily fall for it. Those are people that I say little to. Because if you don't give them their ammunition, they're out of bullets. They have nothing to say. Because all you got to do is look around what's going on around you in your city. And that explains that you're telling the truth. Your point is exactly what's happening. They have to make up fake ass solution. Listen, man. They the ones got to make up the problem, make up what's going on, why the problem is what it is. They got to make that shit up, not you. The bottom line is, if a kid get in trouble at home, at school, and go to the principal office, and the principal say, we're going to suspend you, and I got to inform your people. I got to inform your mama, or your daddy, whoever it is. I got to inform them of the crazy shit you doing in school. Let me ask you something. Is the principal going to call the parents, or is he going to call the church leader? Is he going to call the community leader? Is he going to call the lady down at the lunchroom? Who the hell the principal going to call when it's time to come get your child because we having these issues? Who is he going to call? Better yet, I got a better one for you. When your child get in trouble with the law and he catch a case, a gun charge, and he got that one phone call when he down at the Justice Center, who he calling? One call, I get one call. Mama! Mama, they got me down here. Yeah, call Ray Ray, tell him to get the money up. Mama. Mama get the phone calls every time. Mama. So if mama getting all the phone calls, mama getting all of the this and this and do that, and mama sending the care boxes and mama this and mama that, why mama ain't got no accountability? Why mama ain't responsible? And sisters, I know y'all already on my ass. Don't fall off. I got you. Y'all always talking about the mama. Y'all always talking about the mama this. I heard the shit on the radio today. I ain't gonna lie. I was heated for black. I was heated for us. I was heated for women. I was heated for the sisters because you had brothers on that damn radio saying shit like, well, if sisters wouldn't have so many mother and kids and this, and I'm like, whoa, you think that they just go to the fucking Kroger's, go to aisle 6 and go pick up some shit? Okay, this is a boy. Okay, I'm gonna take it home and I'm gonna drink this shit. Okay, 9 months later, I got a boy. 9 months later, I got a girl. No, bro. This is a joint adventure. This is a joint adventure. Okay, Justin, holla at me. Let me put the number up just in case you need it. Feel free to call. 513-310-0546. It's a joint adventure. Stop talking about what black women ain't doing. I heard it on the radio and I'm ashamed that brothers. Now, I agree to a certain extent, but I ain't gonna put it all on sisters. She can't have a kid without you. How about brothers start having kids and start sticking around? There's a few of us don't care what she act like. I created a situation. I'm gonna be there. We'll make this shit work some kind of way. We'll figure it out. But that's my son. That's my daughter. I'm going to make the best of this shit. If you don't want to ruin your life, stop being with other people. Stop being with people that you don't know if you're going to love or like or whatever. Stop. And then we got the audacity. You know, only us can do that shit. I can't believe some of the shit I heard brothers saying on the radio. Her dumb ass having all these kids. Some of these women got 5 or 6 kids. Have you ever stopped, bro, and thought, what man wants to mess with a woman that has 4 or 5 kids? And you possibly could be number 6 baby daddy. So how is it just strictly the women's fault? How is that possible? I'm gonna have to go with this. I'm gonna have to say this. Both of y'all wrong. Both of us wrong. Both of us are wrong. The guy's wrong wanting to be with somebody. They don't want to be with that. Who? Man, it's probably some people out here with 5, 6 kids. I'm not trying to. I ain't trying to step on no toes, but let's talk reality. Sis, I'm gonna be honest with you. Dude just want to smash. You got 5, 6 kids with different fathers. Pack it up, okay? You probably will never have a man. You're never gonna find Mr. Right. You need to find Mr. Right now. Protect yourself, because there's no man on this planet that's coming in to the game and he gonna want 5 or 6 kids with 4 baby daddies. It's a wrap. So make sure you just go handle yourself, protect yourself. Don't look for Mr. What's they call them shits? Not Mr. Right. You got to look for Mr. Right now, and you better protect yourself, because that's all he gonna do. Did I give away the game, fellas? I'm sorry, my bad. If they don't know by now, it's generation after generation seeing the same shit. But you know who fault that is. You know who fault it is that they ain't getting it yet, right? It's the school system. It's them damn principals. It's the leaders in the community. It's the church. The church ain't telling sisters to stop having babies. Dumbass shit. Oh, this is gonna be a quick show today because I am not feeling the truth. I'm not feeling telling the truth today. I'm not feeling telling all this stuff because what happens is I become public enemy number one in my community. See, the certain people, the fake woke people, won't listen to this. You do realize that there are people right now like blaming some third grade teacher right now for their son shooting somebody in the next couple years. They're going to say, yeah, it was Miss Parker. Miss Parker, third grade, did not like my baby. She did not like my son. Well, your baby stopped going to school in the 7th, 8th grade. He in the streets. What Miss Parker in the third grade got to do with this shit, baby? I don't know. I just want to blame somebody. It had to be Miss Parker. Miss Parker in the third grade never liked my baby. Oh, okay. Let's put it on Miss Parker. I can't believe it. They're using statistics of how the school system is failing. They're using things like how we're treated bad in school. They're using the whole, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, really? Really? Nobody wants to admit that our kids are listening to crazy ass music. Oh, I know. Let a millennium or somebody like that say, it ain't the music, Wyatt. Yes, the fuck it is. Okay, that plays a major part. It might not be the number one reason, but it definitely contributes. Want me to make it make some sense? Because most people be like, bro, you ain't making no sense. Well, let me make it make a little sense. People that's sitting in church, when they hear church music, what does that do? You ever seen somebody sit in church? I would bet, let me see, I got $1. I bet anybody $1. I got a single dollar. I got $1. I got $1 in my pocket right here, right now. I bet you $1 to your 25 cents. I put up a whole dollar against your 25 cents. And my bet is this. I bet you more people catch the Holy Ghost in church when the music is on than they do when the preacher is preaching. You know that witness. You say that shit 15 times in a row. You say the hook 15 times. People catch the Holy Ghost. They catch the ghost. It's a musician's job in church to get the crowd amped. And then right after they get your ass amped, what's next? Sister Johnson, pull up the chairs. Anybody want to join us? Anybody want to join us in this family house of home? Pull up the chairs. Don't wait, don't hesitate. Come on in here right now. Let me hear the band say it one more time. Witness. Come on, y'all. I know. I'm a damn fool. I ain't got no sense. I ain't got no sense. But you cannot tell me that music is not a motivator. Music is a cure. How many of you go listen to your favorite jam and it puts you in a space? There are songs that I had as a favorite song in the 90s that I still listen to today, so I'll be in a certain space in my mind, so I'll settle down and feel good about me. You trying to tell me that that's not the case? You trying to tell me you trying to tell me that, hold on one second, I'm checking hold on one second. Let me get this because somebody just sent me a message. You trying to tell me that music don't play a huge part in our lives? You trying to tell me it's not a motivator? You trying to tell me it don't give us encouragement? You trying to tell me that all music do that except rap music? That's what you gonna tell me. Yeah, that makes sense, right? I know some people right now that say the shit, it ain't the rap music. And as soon as they hear their favorite little song, oh, that's my jam. Shit, come on now, y'all. That's the feeling I'm talking about. Now, you trying to tell me that gangster rap or music that got people chasing bags or disrespectful music. I see little sisters I see little sisters on Facebook, Instagram, all that little shit, shaking their asses, whopping all this old bullshit to music, putting them in the club, trying to look like Lil Kim, trying to look like, what's the other, Cardi B's and all this old goofy shit. That's not an influence. Let me tell you how I know it's some bullshit, the people that say that. And you can call me a weak-minded individual, but I was 16, 17 at one time. This is how I'm going to tell you how I know music plays a big part. Not that you ain't already got the picture. And I've said this several times, but y'all already know. When I was coming up, I told you I wasn't the best kid in the world. I wasn't the best guy in the world. I was the guy in the group that would sit in the back. I was never the ringleader. I was never the guy who made the decisions of what we was about to do. I was the dude that was fitting in, so to say. Smart enough to exit when shit wasn't right, but brave enough to be part of these guys. And every time we was going to do what we needed to do, y'all know what went in the cassette player. Scarface. We about to hit this lick. Put it in that face. Yeah. Put it in that face. There's some dudes sitting in jail cells today who still listen to the music that got their asses in there. And I bet you they saying to themselves right now, I can't listen to that song because this is the song that got my ass in here. That's what they saying. That's what they thinking. Justin Sharp, let me read your comment, bro. But you know I need my tools. When y'all fill up the screens, my God, I need my tools. Justin, and he usually says some valid points, but he might be against me today. But it's cool. I love to interact with different opinions. Justin says the problem is the inner city youth funds are not used correctly, and correctly, and the people with the resources as far as facilities to be used for activities are in it for money grab. From nonprofit organizations, example, having to rent football fields, basketball, I'm assuming, etc. He says, I couldn't get all of it on the screen. He said, in it for the money grab from nonprofit organization, example, having to rent football fields, basketball courts, etc. It's sad. Is that what's going on out there, Jay? Because I'm going to be honest with you, bro, you on to something. I mean, you know, even when I was coming up, when we were coming up, man, I'll be honest. I think the closest thing I ever had to a daddy was my coach. Coach Craig, Deion Craig, and you know, the Craigs. Shit, Craig was my baseball coach downtown, and I think, and he had his own family. It was a bunch of them. Deion Craig, you know, Rhonda Craig, the girl, you know. He was the closest thing I had as a male person in my life as a child. I'm talking about as a little bitty boy. And that was the only instruction I was getting. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I can't even remember as a little boy. I can't even remember getting male instructions from a man in school. I can't even remember that. I can't remember one elementary male teacher that I had, let alone a male black teacher. Oh my God, that didn't even exist when I was a child. So at what point do we say, what point do we recognize how important it is to have a male black in the, you know, in a black in a black male's life, in a black man life, black child? Oh, you know what? I got so much love. I got to break the show up for 1 second. Because when you start talking about black fathers, I got to say something. I got so much love today. Go to my Facebook page and look at my storyline. It was what we did over the weekend with my daughter. We surprised her. See, what I didn't tell y'all, because I wasn't really sure if I should have did it, but I did it anyway, is I didn't tell y'all we went up. We went up to the Columbus, you know, to the campus and blah, blah, blah. And I played this little game and pretended we was looking around and blah, blah, blah. Truth of the matter is, she already had, this is how a father has to do his daughter. When you want to manipulate a situation and give them what you want them to have and not let them have any choices, you just do it. You just get it and make them live with it. So what I did is I let her go ahead and put all the shit down that she felt like she wanted to look at, let her feel like she was part of this selection process. Because she just wants some fun shit. She just want to be fun and have a selection. So I went to the places that we were looking at and I kept saying, oh, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. I didn't want her to fall in love with any of the first places. So the last place we looked for was the place that was already rented for, for us, for her. So when we walked in, y'all seen on my timeline, she's looking shocked, like, because we had just told her, like, that's your place that we just looked at. That's yours. That's yours. So I wanted to share that. So what I did is I put it on the timeline. Go in and look at it. It's just a little story. I just want y'all to know I take being a father serious. And I think we all should. We all do. I'm sure everybody on here does. But it's our job to make sure what we need to do, man, is we got to change this fake ass shit. We got to change this fake narrative of what black men really are. And then we as brothers, we got to make sure that the other ones are stepping up. See, this shit start within. There can't no systems, no programs. None of this shit change this for us. Because here's the problem. Here's what y'all don't understand about programs. And I'm not downing them, but I got to be 100 about the programs. You know what's wrong with programs? Most people get in programs after the fact. How many kids are sitting in teen pregnancy programs right now that are not teen kids? That are not teen parents, pardon me. So what you're trying to do is you're going to start preaching to a kid after the problem then already happened. No disrespect for those that are out there trying to help the kids who are in those situations, providing information on how they can still become, successful in life. And here are some programs that can benefit you with Pampers and things of that nature. I'm not hating on that. What I'm saying is all these people come up with all these great ideas after the show. You want to write the script after we didn't watch the movie. And that's like, damn, wait a minute, hold on. I've always preached on this, if we want to call it preaching, I know it is sometimes. I've always spoke and preached on preventative measures. So let me ask you, how good are these programs if we get people after they done made these mistakes? So now you want to start teaching kids what's right and what's wrong about guns and all this old shit after they didn't call a gun charge. Have you ever thought about maybe let's catch the people that need to be teaching these kids that the guns ain't cool? That would only make sense. Black Lion, I'm not sure if you still here or not, but it was so funny because I heard you speak on a platform and you get dogged. They totally took away what you was talking about on your point, got on Joe Dieters and them, then got on you. And then a caller or two later come in and say the same thing you say, and it's crickets in the background because the brother was making so much sense. He was just saying the same thing. He was just a little bit, he just didn't have any trigger words. He didn't give him an out. He didn't give him a deflection. He just went straight into it and he said, you don't understand. There's so much trauma in these homes of these kids. Now, when you hear that, when you say what's going on in children's lives at home, isn't that exactly what we're talking about? Isn't that the root of the issue? Isn't that the point of where the point of contact, the point of where things need to start being shaped and molded and put in the right direction? It's at home, right? So why won't they say that? They'll say it, but then here comes the school's failing us. So when the schools fail us, or they got all this money, they're getting all this money to do this. Listen, folks, money don't solve problems. Money only sets them aside. Money can only set them aside. That's it. Money might change your problem with your heating and electric bill. That's it. But it ain't gonna solve your mental problems. It's not gonna solve your inabilities to raise a child. It don't do that. You can give a mother who have no business with a child, you can give them $1,000 a month free and clear, or $10,000 a month free and clear, or what, I don't care what it is. She's still gonna raise a bad child. Still. Because if she ain't really installing what need, it don't cost no money to install respect in your children. That don't cost nothing. What's the price tag on that? What, anybody got a sticker gun? Anybody got a gun, a sticker gun, so I can put a price on respect? How much it costs? Excuse me. Aisle 6, we need a price check. We need a price check on aisle 6. Can you tell me how much respect costs to install in a child? How much does that cost? Somebody put it on the screen, tell me so I can put it on the sticker. It's the school's fault. Somebody explain to me why it's always somebody else's fault. I even typed it. I was watching the radio. I was watching a radio show today. Y'all know I do that. I ain't like them. They don't acknowledge me. They don't know me. They know me, but they don't know me. I don't talk about the same shit they talk about. I do. It's just different. But what I found is this. We talk our shit over here. They talk their shit over there. The crazy thing of what I found out is, in our audience, in our lives, we ain't wrong. Their audience and in their eyes, they not wrong. I'm just learning to live with the shit. I'm just learning to be in my own space, and we all have our conversations and let them think what they want to think. But guess what's going to happen? If we continue to be separated and divided and still be cool and all that shit, no solution to the problem will ever occur. Let's go back decade after decade. You got to go all the way back to the damn near 50s and the 60s to see what we talking about ain't working, how it actually works. 50s and the 60s is where there was mostly house respect. I ain't talking about the 70s. It was falling apart then because the dope got in our communities. The separation of the family began real heavy in the 70s. You had brothers that put not his Sunday best on to go to the mailbox, but damn it, if he had a process in his hair, he'd slick his shit back. You know what I mean? Slick his shit back, put his loafers on, put his Playboy bunny socks on, or the purple ones, light purple, like let's call them motherfuckers lavender. He put on his lavender Playboy socks, a little Playboy bunny on them. Pull them all the way up as far as they'd go, and put him on some shorts that was like right on his ass or something, little tight ass shorts back in the day. Put on a little tight ass little Lacoste looking ass shirt and walk his ass straight to the mailbox, clean as hell. Going to the mailbox, baby. Be right back. Oh, y'all know I'm not lying. We didn't walk out the house looking like shit. We didn't do it. Now looking like shit is cool to them. Man, Playboy socks, you can't sell a pair of Playboy socks these days. My cousin and them had all the colors. I thought it was the coolest shit in the world. They was always too big for me, so I was little. I couldn't wait to get me some Playboy bunny socks. They put their motherfucking money, they roll their money up and put that shit in their sock. You see a big ass knot on the side of somebody's Playboy bunny sock, lavender black, white ones, and got on loafers. There goes Steve Spencer. He used to rock that shit, fam. He say all his jewelry on. My man, what's good, Steve-O? He put his ring on. He put his bracelet on, his watch, all that old shit to go straight to the mailbox. Pimping. I'm having too much fun with this ignorant, with this one, on when I'm trying to talk about ignorant shit. But y'all know those were the days. days, man. We had nothing but love for one another. We looked out. Nowadays, man, we can't even say nothing to the boy next door. Y'all know that shit true. Cause his little ass might do something to you. Bitch, what you say? Pull my pants up, come make me. Listen, for an old head like me, for old heads like Steve, us, bro, you know we all in that same category, we old heads, right? That's the worst thing that could be said to us. Because you know to, but we know we better not. We want to snatch a knot in your ass, but we know it's not a good idea for several reasons. Because if you jump out on me, little dude, I'm going to have to shoot your ass. And y'all don't play fair. You will probably beat my ass till I fell asleep. You know, knock me out. You know, when they wake up. See, I used to see that back in the day. I didn't seen it. A dude get out of hand with us back in the day, man. You know, some of my partners didn't play that shit. That's when shit was getting out of hand. That's when it was getting out of hand. It was out of control. I was with a group of guys that'd just go punch a motherfucker from some shit that happened a year ago. And I'm like, what'd he do? Man, you don't remember that nigga said fuck my sisters, like fuck her? Excuse my language. You don't remember that shit? Remember that shit he did? Damn, bro, that was a year ago, bro. I don't give a fuck. That's what's wrong with us right now. We don't give a fuck. The village don't care no more. The grandmas don't care no more. Mamas don't care no more. And daddies, I don't know if y'all ever cared. I don't know if y'all ever cared. Now, my father, now look at me. Y'all know I ain't talking about the real daddies. I'm talking about them one daddies. Let me ask you something, sis. I'm about to put y'all on blast real fast, but it's gonna hear me out. It's gonna make him look like a dumb motherfucker, right? But it's gonna put you on blast. How many of you, by the show of hands, let me hit the share because I want everybody to get on this. By the show of hands, I'm gonna ask this question. Ladies, I got a question. How many of you got baby daddies and the baby daddy got several kids? How many of you can get on the phone right now and call your baby daddy and he'll answer? That's the first part of the question. The second part of the question is make sure you call like at the middle of the month or not even toward the end, just in the middle. Because if he down, he ain't gonna never answer. Okay? But let's just say you call your baby daddy right now. How many of them can run off they babies, all their kids' birthdays? Oh, why you do that? Why you do that? How many of them can do it? Now, if you the only baby mama, he probably know his son's or his daughter's birthday. Maybe. Chances are he does. But if he rocking with the 5 or 6, if he in the 5, 6, 7 crew, because they're out there, they don't know. Oh, let me see, Lil Rick, Lil Rick, he December 4th, I think. And I'm talking about full I'm talking about full birthday. I ain't talking about, oh shit, that's easy, January 3rd. I ain't talking about that, player. I'm talking about January 3rd, 2014. Run them off. Run them off. If you want to make a man feel like shit, sis, if you really want to make your baby daddy, you ain't got to say shit. You ain't got to tell him that the woman he messing with is funny acting and she ain't shit. You ain't got to say none of that. You ain't got to do none of that. Just call his ass one day. Call his ass one day and say, hey, look, I got a question for you. How you been? You been all right? Yeah, okay, yeah, baby. Everything Gucci, everything good. I know. Little typey, he good. Everybody good over here. I got a question for you, Ty. I got a question for you, Tyrone. You got how many kids, including little Tyrone over here? You got 7. Do me a favor. run off they birthdays with the year. I mean, I need you to run it off. He ain't gonna be able to do it. He gonna say, girl, you tripping. That mean, girl, I don't know. And when he run it, when he deflected and put it back on you, girl, you tripping, blah, blah, blah. He gonna hang up the phone and he gonna be distraught. His day is fucked up. He threw. His day is gone. I don't give a damn if he got a wedding to go to with one of his boys or some shit like that, or he got something special. If that's his special day, you just fucked it up. She didn't call me with this bullshit. She didn't call me with a damn trigonometry problem. He gonna be trying to figure that shit out all day. Let me see. Carry the 2 over to the 1. 2 plus 2. Let me see. He was born on shit. Carry the 2 over to the 6. He ain't gonna know. You done messed his day up. Fucked it all the way up. All the way up. He's done, sis. You got it. You won. Let me see something. Justin says something. Let me see. That's my little dude. Justin says, he said, I can do that. I can do the day, but the year, whew, and they live with me. Nah, you a lie. You a lie. I can run mine off like bang, like right now. Don't let me find out you telling the truth, Justin. Don't let me look it, man. I ain't say social security number. Shit, that's a tongue twister for me. Shit, I don't know. I went to the doctor one time with my daughters, man, because my wife couldn't go and I had to take them. And I'm like, shit, okay, I'm daddy. Shit, I'll take them to the doctor. The hell? And you made it convenient where both of my girls can go the same day? Shit, let's go. We're going to take come on, let's go. I got them. Shit, I'm daddy. I'm daddy. I got them. Shit, we get over to the damn doctor's office. The doctor was asking questions. And I'm like, yeah, shit, Randy, that's her name. And Trinity, that's her name. My last name. Damn it, I'm their daddy. What, you don't think I could be their daddy? You don't think a black man? You don't think these my kids? I grew up with these kids. These kids been in my house only. These my kid. Them my seeds. I was all offended. He asking me them questions. I'm like, of course. Hell yeah, they got the same address. They live with me. These my kids. Fuck you think? I was to chest all that. I'm blowing big. Fuck you talking about? Yeah, them my kids. Yeah, I'm married. Yeah, them my kids. We live out there. Yeah. Hell yeah, them my kids. Then the shit got real. Okay, the last doctor's appointment that they come to, I mean, it's in the record here, but was it blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, Motherfucker was like, and what's Randy's social security number? I'm like, social security. I know mine. It got real. So I appreciate my wife because she know all that shit. You know what I did after that? I said I'll never get caught like that again. I put all that shit in my phone. I put it all in my phone. I said, okay, my daughter Randy, blah, blah, blah. I put the social security number. I even put the damn date of birth, even though I know it. I put it all in there. They never catch me on some shaggy shit again. You never catch that on me. I was so proud to be talking about them my babies. I raised them mine, them my seeds. I was so happy to talk about. I was blowing big on all that shit till it got real. Social security number, and when was the last time they been here? Oh my God, listen, the one question, I'm gonna give you some truth. Y'all know I do every time. You think the social security number shit was true. Y'all know I got 2 girls. Can you imagine daddy going to the doctor? This is a few years ago. This is real. This is real shit right here, I'm telling you. It got super real when the doctor asked right in front of me, asking me in front of the kids, well, have you began your period yet? I was like, oh shit. Like, am I supposed to be here? Like, am I in the right room right now? It got real. That same visit, the questions got a little difficult. I thought the Social Security one was the tough one. Then the doctor got on the chart and start filling out the questions, answering the questions that weren't answered last time or that required a different answer now maybe. And I'm like, oh shit, I got lightheaded. I was finding a way to get out of the room. I don't know, shit. I got on the phone. Can you make it up here? They tripping in there. They asked the shit making me faint. That shit ain't funny, Wyatt. That ain't funny. All right, well, let's get back on it. Let's get back on it. Those are the things that a father does, not just have children. We go to the doctors and faint. We go to the emergency room when they scarred up. We go to their basketball games, football games, and track games, and all the shit that they attend. We go to that shit. We go buy them their first pair of sneakers. We do things. You know, being a father is not the hardest thing. It ain't the easiest thing to do. But showing the hell ain't the hardest thing. It ain't the easiest thing, but it ain't the hardest. Massive sacrifice. Massive sacrifice. And let me be honest with you. I know a lot of people ain't gonna like what I'm about to say. It's gonna be a little contradictive. But I understand brothers that don't do it. I understand those that had the children and run off and go do some other shit with some other girls. I understand. Because it's tough. It's real tough to be a real man. It's rewarding, but it's tough. It's tough to do all the right shit for your kids. You're never going to be 100 right. But it's tough to be that guy that your babies see invincible. See that they know everything. Until they get older, then they don't think you know shit. Okay? That's just the truth. I said that yesterday and I stick to my guns on that. My daughters think I don't know nothing. They didn't get to that age. Before daddy knew everything. I will say this. I can't sit back and agree with the shit I heard, the things I heard on the radio today when I heard a lot of brothers calling in and talking about we gotta blame it on the parents of what's going on in Cincinnati. I do say it's accountability at home. But when you got brothers calling and blaming women having so many children, maybe I was late. Maybe I was slow to the beat on that. Maybe what they're saying has some truth to it. Maybe what they're saying is these women have 5 or 6 kids with 4 and 5 different baby daddies. Maybe that's what they're saying. Maybe that's how they feel, like you need to stop being with so many different men and having babies with them. But let me ask you, fellas, when are we gonna stop messing with women that got so many kids with so many baby daddies, and us being another added one? Because this is where we're shambling. This is where we're losing control of our people, our generations. It really is. And guys, I know y'all ain't gonna like when I say this shit, and maybe I shouldn't hit too hard, but I ain't gonna say nothing that I've never been a product of when it come down to something this damn sensitive. But there's no worse feeling for a child than to see his daddy with another family and he's taking care of that family and ain't doing shit for you. That is the unbelievable worst shit in the world. And when you hear people say there's no problem in the black community, those are probably people that have never faced any of the tragedy or the trauma that's going on in these families. Most of the people who say that type of shit, Black Russian, if you listening, most of those people had families, never had that trauma, never went through some of the shit that we go through. So they'll never understand. They'll never understand how we clearly can see that it's the parents' fault. Because we have been in dysfunctional programs, dysfunctional parenting situations, and we made it through the grace of that great mother. Not everybody can make it through. So we clearly see what the problem is. I know that don't make sense to a lot of people. I clearly see. I don't know one brother. They might not come on the radio. They may not come on a podcast. They may not say shit in public. But I don't know one person in my life that'll sit back and say it ain't the parents' fault. Now, I hear the shit on the radio. I hear it on podcasts. But I'd love to have a conversation with somebody and they explain to me how it's the school, how it's everybody's fault, but the one person that they never mentioned. I'd love to have that conversation because guess what? I'll never have to say anything. You ever seen somebody debate themselves? You would witness it. Because I would never have to explain my position. All I would have to do is ask the question and keep them on the defense of the subject. I would just say, well, okay, well, let's just go back and look at the situations that we're looking at right now. Everything that's happening right around you right now in real time. Last week, the week before that, last month, the month before that, last year, the year before that. Let's just go back and look at everything that's happened that we call trauma, disaster, bad shit that's happening in the streets. One thing all these people will have in common is the way they were grown, that they were raised. I promise you. Now, that's not some shit that I can make up. That's just a fact. That's reality, right? Just go back and look at the common denominator of those folks. Limited education, limited support at home, if any. So now we're going to put it on the school board. We're going to put it on the schools. That's a deflection of the real problem. Is it fair to say that people shouldn't have kids that don't supposed to have kids? Is that a scary thing to say? That's too offensive, right? Well, I ain't running for office. I'm not running for office. I don't need nobody's vote. I don't need anybody's vote. And y'all do realize that age is just a number. Age is not really a mentality. Age isn't how mature or how unmature a person is, right? You do. Have y'all caught up with that philosophy yet? Y'all caught up with that real truth yet? Because a kid may be 12 don't mean that he's 12. You ever met a 9-year-old that act 15 or 16 because they grow up so fast? They're not raised, they just grow up. Right? You ever met a kid that was advanced? Not in the books, I'm talking about in talking. I'm talking about just, they know so much. They know a lot. They're around people. They're around older people all the time. You ever met a kid that was 12 and did somebody? Why do you think 16-year-olds get charged as an adult sometimes? Because they do grown up shit because of their mentality. Now, we could sit back and be like, oh, that ain't cool. 16-year-older didn't know any better. 16-year-older knew better. He just had a mentality of not giving a F, not caring. And then we say, oh, poor 16-year-old little kid, they need to do something. That's horrible. Not one person holds the parent responsible for what a child does. And I clearly think the parent play a big part in it. I clearly think parents, because what y'all don't understand is, yes, I know, I said it yesterday. I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but this is what it is. Because a parent don't know where their kid, because their parent don't know where their kid is down at Serpentine Wall and he got a gun. No, that's not the parent's fault right there, what he's doing right now. But accumulatively, the raising, the mental, all the shit that you have installed in your child, you're responsible for what his actions are because of what you've installed in this child. My kids don't play with guns. They don't think guns are cool. It's my responsibility to install certain behavior thoughts and processes in their mind. That's why I tell you, I don't need the schools to do everything for me. I need them to educate them, make them accessible to learn. I'll teach them what they need to I'll teach them what they need to know. I'll point them in the right direction of what's real, what's fake. You know, I'll give them their morals. I'll give them the fact. I'll show them why they should desire life. I'll tell them why they should want to conquer the world. I'll tell them why they're supposed to respect people. I'll tell them why they should cheer for people that don't cheer for them. I'll tell them. I'll let them learn. We'll teach them. But no, I'm not educated enough. I'm not an educator. I can't teach my kids how to read. I can't teach them math. That's what the schools are for. But what I can teach them is how to be a human being. Now, the school didn't sign up to teach your kid how to be a person. That's not what they're teaching in school. It's an education. And an educated person, a kid that's going to school to be educated to be a human, if they don't have that same effect at home, if dysfunctional home life is going on, all that shit that they learned at school and they watch it from all their friends, it go right down the drain, whether you believe it or not. Seen it a million times. Seen it a million times. How many of you seen kids do good at school and then when they go home, they're a different person? They different people in different environments. Big Shane says the lack of parenting is the reason why a lot of this bullshit is jumping off. It's getting worse because the parents getting younger and younger and younger. And it's like babies having babies. It's been like that, Big Shane. I detect no lies. You're absolutely right. And this is the thing that we don't talk about. You know why we don't talk about it? Because it's uncomfortable to tell the truth. It's uncomfortable to say the same shit over and over and over again. We can blame everybody but the individual. And I hear it on the radio. I see it on podcasts. Soon as these guys get an opportunity to veer off of the real reason, they find it. I don't have that much conversation about the shit, quite frankly. It's an easy math equation to figure out. It's a process of elimination. And it always goes right on down to the person that birthed that kid. I heard the little girl who got out of the hospital who was shot over at the 4th of July fireworks. And she said, I just went over to get me some ice cream. If I would have known that they was going to be shooting and stuff, I wouldn't even have went. I mean, how simple. You know what I mean? What kid should have to worry about, I'm going to the park to get some ice cream at the fireworks? What kid should be worried about if they shooting or not? And then here's the other thing. Here come the fake woke saying shit like this. You know it's everybody's fault. Ask me why this is relevant. Well, this is them talking because this shit sounds crazy to me. Okay? Let me take my time. Don't cut me off because some of you going to be like, I don't understand why you don't get that, Wyatt. Some people, the fake woke, say shit like this. Well, they knew it was going to be 400 kids down there. They should have had more police down there. Excuse me? This is the same people who so woke and talk about how fucked up the police are. These are the same people that if you had a bunch of police down there, they'd be all on their ass talking about they don't want kids to do shit in this city. They don't let them do nothing. They got all these police over here because we black and they think something gonna jump off. Them the same arguments. Same arguments. That's where they go with the shit. It goes straight to nobody want us to have nothing and all that old shit. When you over police, it's racial. When you under police and some shit jump off, they should have known better. They should have had police down there ready for that. They knew all them kids was going to be down there. So when they prejudge and say, well, we better bring half District 5, half District 4, all these districts, we better sit them down there because them black kids don't know how to act. When you interpret the police presence like that, then you got something to say about it. Now they don't want black kids to do nothing. Now, let me ask y'all something. Have you heard this yet? Have you heard that the mayor of Cincinnati is now implementing a curfew, a new curfew? Is that true? Did I read that right? Somebody sent it to me. I want to make sure I'm giving out right information. They said that the mayor says they're in the process. He said the mayor set a new curfew. Cincinnati set a new curfew. For 16 years and under, they're saying that it's 10 p.m. And they're saying for like 17 and up or something like that, it's 11 or 12. Can somebody help me out with that? I can Google it. But I want some of my smart people to jump in, engage with me. Tell us something. Tell the class something. Is that true? It wouldn't shock me. I heard also a report that the mayor of Cincinnati is saying that they're in the process of hiring more police officers. Hey, let me ask you something. Left side of the world, all you smart woke folks, how's that defunding the police shit working out? How's that working out? You see how ignorant that shit sound? You see what it's doing across the country? How's that shit working out? Defund the police. You sound crazy. The worst definition, the worst title you can give anything when you want to try to redo the funds or whatever you want. Y'all should have came up with some different shit than that. You so concerned with how they spending their money. That's what's wrong. The community is deflected, distracted on whatever y'all pocket watching, these systems for that. We handle our business. We don't need to worry about that shit. You don't have to worry about what police doing with their money. You don't have to worry about what businesses doing with their money. That ain't even your lane. It ain't your lane who getting tax abatements. Why? If they don't get tax abatements, you want more money for what? For what? Are you getting any of this money? So if you don't give businesses who bring business and bring substance to your city, if you don't give them tax abatements, they're going to go somewhere else. You do realize that, right, smart people? You do realize that. So what's your solution? Cut off tax abatements for businesses because they use tax dollars? Do you know how many tax dollars go into low-income homes, low-income housing? Do you know how much tax dollars go into private securities for situations? Do you know how much tax dollars go into people that don't even put money into the tax program? Do you really know? Do you want to talk about that? You only bitch and complain about shit because you pocket watch. And then don't even understand the whole system. Don't even know how shit done. Don't even know the shit you supporting is going for more than just spending on the shit that you like. Don't have a fucking clue. Now, do I believe more police cut down crime? No, criminals are going to be criminals. I just think they'll change where they go. The criminal will. Let me give you an example. If they would have put a bunch of police officers down at that park and didn't care about people bitching and complaining, or not caring that they had to pay double time for the short staff of police officers, because who wants to be a cop these days? So if the city would have just said, fuck it, let's put the money into it, man. Get me 50 more police officers down there and around the surrounding area, because we want to make sure don't nothing jump off. After the city was complaining about why they got so many police standing right up under all these black kids, after y'all get over that, chances are that shooting wouldn't have happened at that location. That don't mean that kid, those two kids, wouldn't have found somewhere else to shoot at each other, away from police presence. When was the last time you seen a shootout right in front of the police? It's very unlikely to happen. Very unlikely to happen. Sorry, I'm going to check my message here. I just want to see. Okay, just wanted to make sure I had it. So when the city says they're in process, the mayor says they're looking to hire more police officers, you're gonna have people all up in arms. Oh, that's more tax dollars. That's this, that's that. Well, I got a surprise for you. I wish I should have said this when there was more people here. For those haters that don't like Joe Dieters back in Cincinnati and the prosecutors, you're giving him everything he need right now because your neighborhoods are not safe. And the last thing I want to hear from these conscious black folks and these smart, these fake woke ass black folks is they punishing us more than they punishing anybody else. Well, I don't see much shooting like this going on in a lot of neighborhoods. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Now, maybe I'm blind. Maybe I'm just looking for it in my community to happen, right? I just don't see it. Well, let me tell you what your prosecutor of Hamilton County in Cincinnati said today. He declares war on guns. He declares war on illegal guns. That's what Joe Dieter said today. He said there will be no plea deals on gun charges. Oh, you better make sure your brother, your sister, and your baby daddy, and the father of your kid, whoever he is, who want to impress you, whoever they are, who out here slinging guns, you better let them know. Because guess what? Joe Dieter's going to do what he say he going to do. Whether you appreciate him, dislike him, whatever it is, he going to come down hard on them. Now, let me explain something to you. It's obvious that this shit didn't matter to us a little time ago. It's obvious it didn't matter because during the COVID lockdown, remember when all of the city council, the 3 or 4 that got indicted? Remember when the FBI came into Cincinnati and said we're cracking down on gun violence in Cincinnati? Cincinnati mayor called us in. They gave us like $1.2, $1.3 million, the federal government. And the government came in, gave the money, and they said we're going to take gun charges. We're clamping down. And we're going to add extra time. We're going to make these mandatory sentences and all that shit. Remember that? Well, guess what, folks? Your criminals and gun toters didn't give a fuck what the FBI was talking about. They didn't care. Well, if the FBI word don't mean nothing, you best believe that this prosecutor in Cincinnati and Hamilton County, Joe Dieters, he said it. There's a war on illegal guns right now. He's not taking plea deals on gun charges. Now, I don't want to hear nobody saying shit because I want y'all to do the same shit you was saying when we was trying to talk about we did take a village and girl, you can't wear that outside. When we was trying to get everybody in order and y'all fake woke mugs over there talking about some mind your business. So when these guys getting these gun charges and getting sent up for extra ass time, I want you to keep that mind your business shit right there with you. I want you to mind your business. Don't talk about the shit. Don't talk about how they giving black boys more time. Don't talk about why they do him like that. Don't talk about why the police got it's 400 people down there. Why they got so many police around here. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear about over policing. Do you know that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life? The only reason why that area has the higher crime rate is because they over police it. Really? Okay, maybe you have a point. So the police now catching little weed fines and weed charges, and that go on the charts. That go on the charts as a crime. So that ups the crime in over the Rhine because there's a lot more possession charges. And if they go to the white communities, their numbers will go up too because they'd be able to catch the possession charges. Here's the difference, if you don't mind me saying that. Let me explain one of the differences. Thanks, Lisa. I want to address that. I'm gonna leave that on the screen so I can address that right after this point. Here's the difference. When you have a large activity of crime, if the numbers are high, I get it. They may be over policing, but you're supposed to over police a violent area. You understand what I'm saying? If the violence was to shift out to the suburbs, they would have more possession charges of drugs. Yes. But here's the difference. Generally, when you in the suburbs and you got some dope or something, you went to a high crime area to get it. So you left a high crime area where there's violence. That's where they want to catch the element, whether it's the person buying or selling. But to follow or to get somebody out in the suburbs to stop a problem down there, that's not how you police. You stop at the point of contact of the illegal activity. So when people start talking that dumb shit about over policing, you don't understand. You don't understand. And then you even got some not councilmen, but state representatives. They say the same shit. They say the same thing because they need your vote. They don't give a damn. What are they doing? What has any state senator, state representative person done for you? What have they changed in your life where you eating better? I'll wait. What laws they changed that had something to do with that made you be like a better person or the people around you a better person? Is that some shit you talk about at work? Like, thank Lord, Tyrone, I'm glad he got on city council. Tyrone and shit put some brand new fresh flowers out outside our house. He got our trash day moved from Tuesday to Monday because I didn't want all my weekend trash sitting in my house all weekend. So he got it changed from Tuesday to Monday so I could put my shit out on Sunday night. Thank you, Tyrone, for getting on city council. How are they changing your life? Oh, Wyatt, you convincing people not to vote. No, I'm not. I'm just trying to tell you what's priority. Put priorities in motion. All right, so look, Lisa Smith says something. She says they need to get the criminals bringing the guns into our neighborhoods also. Let me tell you a secret, sis. The guns are in a bucket. The person who's selling the guns live in the same community where the guns are being fired. You understand what I'm saying, sis? They ain't going to the suburbs. They not going to the outlet and buy a gun. They not going to the gun show in Sharonville. They not going to some gun range and buying a gun. They buying the gun within the hood. What you need. You already know what you need. What is it that you need, bro? I got it. I got it. What you want? You want a sawed off? Got it. You want a grenade? Got those too. You want an AR? Got it. You want a gun that'll fit in your back pocket? Got it. So that same element that you're trying to stop is in that same high crime area. Now, all the ones that disagree, I guarantee you they don't be down on the block. They ain't never been no block boy. They don't know shit. They don't know nothing. They just know how to do this. They just gonna talk. They're going to put all these big emphasis and these great words. They're going to make everything sound like it makes sense, but they ain't never been there. They don't know what it is. They probably ain't never even been to a gun range. They probably never even shot a gun before. And if so, it was organized and skilled and charts and shit. And, they ain't never shot pop bottles or Pepsi cans and shit like what we used to. They ain't never done that. All right? So they don't know how to buy. Look, if you don't know who to go buy a gun from in the street, don't talk about this shit. If you don't know where to go get it in the street, don't talk about it. Leave it for the people that know. You can have your opinion, but don't act like you talking some facts and shit because you don't know. I'll leave that right there. I'll leave that right there. Crystal Smith says, well, I hope I just answered it. How are people getting illegal guns? How do they get dope, Crystal? Or Lisa, my bad, babe. I was reading another message. How do they get drugs? You know what I'm saying? How do people get drugs? You can't go to CVS and buy like a quarter ounce of weed. You can't go to CVS and get a half of. Y'all know I know. CVS don't sell 8 balls of cocaine. And you certainly in the hell can't get like, let me get $30 on pump 8. You at the Shell gas station. Let me get $30 on pump 8. Yeah, let me get a 40 ounce and shit. Why don't you? Hey, while I'm here, I might as well get it. Let me get an 8 ball of cocaine. Let me get a quarter ounce. Same way they get dope is the same way they get guns. Sometimes it's the same seller. Sometimes the dope boy got guns for sale. They move their guns around. Don't nobody really hold on to a gat that long. They don't like sleep on it forever. Don't nobody want that, especially if it's off the street. You don't know where it's been and what it's been done. You don't want to be affiliated with that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and give a game talk, but more people know. Like, shit, I used it for a little while. I got it. I'm going to give it to here, little bruh. That's how the shit get spread out even more. Little bruh. Now my G's know what I'm talking about because they know that shit is real. So Sinclair says this, facts, so true. It's all high crime areas. Some of them pull up on you. It's sold on Facebook too. It's illegal guns everywhere. Absolutely. So Lisa Smith say this. I love her. I love little Lisa. She's so cute, y'all. I mean, like her comments, and I seen her on the Facebook joint, and she seemed to be so friendly, and she's engaged with these problems. That's what make her cute. You know, she reminds me of my daughter a little bit because they say these things that, and she really wants to be. She's authentic. She really wants to know. You know, she really want to know. I think she's one of those that kind of absorb off old people. You know what I mean? Like she's a sponge. I just feel that. You know, I think you fall for that crump stuff a little too much, Lisa, but I rock with you, little sis. I really do. So she says this. She says, so how do we stop criminals and kids from getting guns? The same way you stop them from doing drugs. I can only use guns and drugs as the same thing. I'm going to say the same thing. So if you say highway stop them from doing drugs, I'm going to say that's the same way you stop them from getting guns. It's all the same thing. Here's the thing. The two go hand in hand. Most of these kids out here that's rocking guns and stuff, they're not like in school, like rocking, like they're not really focused on some of the positive things. When you need a gun in your life, it's probably because you're engaged in bad shit. Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you right now, Lisa, and for all the other people that may not know this. Some of us old heads know exactly what I'm talking about. If you work from where we from, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The hood don't fuck with squares. The hood, you safe in the hood as long as you handle your business. Look, crime element is crime element. They do each other. You understand what I'm saying? Like I could be walking in the hood. Only thing I got to worry about is the bullets and shit flying. That's a big worry. But what I'm saying is ain't nobody after me. I ain't done nothing to nobody. Stop thinking that these guys, look, all these guys aren't bad people. They just do bad shit. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, we all got a cousin or somebody that didn't been in the game, and you know he still got that same smile that he had when he was a little boy. He still this, blah, he still all this what he was when he was a little boy. But when he get in the street, he's a monster. We got that. Everybody got that. So listen, Lisa, let me explain something to you, sis. You can be an innocent kid in the hood, not mess with nobody, and the streets ain't gonna mess with you, sis. They not gonna mess with you. We're talking about a group of people in an area that engage in all the same stuff. That little square little kid that's walking his little ass down to Sands Montessori, walking down Lynn Street. Now I'm speaking to somebody that I know. Leave 1335 John Street and walk his ass with his jacket and his little lunch bag with a little broke up ass sandwich. I'd walk all the way down Lynn Street and skip over. I'd walk through Laura Holmes, walk right past Washburn, and walk all the way down through Stanley Road Tower. These are the worst neighborhoods. And I would go straight to school and nobody fuck with me. Nobody mess with me. I wasn't in the game. I was a child. I was a little boy. Nobody messed with me. You can have that. Who's seen the movie Monster? Anybody seen that on Netflix yet? So what I'm saying to you is these selected type of kids, these particular kids, yeah, they will recruit you. But if you be like, oh no, here's the thing. The best thing you can have in the hood is a strict parent. Because them same kids that'll shoot and do all that old shit, they will not fuck with your mama. They won't do that. Oh, hey, Miss Johnson. That nigga mama crazy, bro. Let's go this way. And they got the guns. How many of y'all are Miss Johnson? How many of y'all are when y'all walk in the house or when y'all done seen Miss Johnson or whoever in the hood, the gangsters don't mess with her. Just out of respect. Or, yeah, that's little Randy mama, man. Shit, he cool. He ain't nobody fucking. We all done had that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got to be from this to know what I'm talking about. But let me be in the game. Let me be in the game and let me have done something to my dudes, or let them find me twisted up in something, or they feel I'm snitching. Not only are they gonna have a situation with me, but my mama don't mean shit to them now. They'll tie my mama up just to get to me. Now, if you ain't about that life and you ain't never seen shit like that, stop talking about this. Stop talking about it. Stop having your opinion about what's right and what's wrong. Stop it. You're entitled to an opinion. I understand that. But stop trying to convince people of some shit you don't know nothing about. I hear it all day. Radio, podcasts, I hear it all the time. And for those that think because you might not be known on the streets, that don't mean you don't know the streets. Because you done been to jail and you done did some foul shit, don't mean because somebody ain't been to jail that they just ain't smart. Like maybe they smart enough to, maybe somebody did some time for them. Maybe they didn't done enough shit and had shit lined up. Maybe they just ended up knowing how to do something not to get caught. Shit like that happens from my understanding. I don't know. Some of you think that it's a credible notch on your belt to go do some time. My partner and I talk about that all the time. Steve, tell me, can I put out some truth, Steve, if you still watching? Can I put some truth out? I'll do it. I'll take the knock if you didn't want me to tell it. It ain't no personal story, but it's real shit. Steve told me one time, he's like, man, you know that nigga ain't gonna listen to you, bro. I said, yeah, I know. I'm gonna say it anyway, or I wouldn't be who I am. I'm gonna talk to him. Man, he ain't gonna listen to you, bro. You ain't did no time. You know, them niggas ain't gonna listen to nobody who ain't got no number. I said, what you mean? He was like, I know what he talking about, but I'm just messing with him. I'm like, what you talking? He was like, bro, man, if you did a bit or two, they'll listen to your ass. But them dudes ain't gonna listen to you, man. Them niggas done did time, and then now I come in there being a 3-time convicted felon. I could tell them niggas anything. Now these are conversations. I mean, I shouldn't share our conversations, but ain't no secret to this. Ain't no secret to that. You know it to be the truth. They ain't gonna listen to nobody who ain't never done what they done. If they did time, they ain't gonna listen to nobody who ain't never done no time, because we don't know. All I can tell you, for those that might be listening, when you say, well, Wyatt ain't never done no time, he ain't never done no time, he don't know. Let me tell you what I know. Here's a fact. Hit the share. This gonna be a long one, but I'll make it real quick. Promise. You absolutely right, little bro. The only thing Wyatt know about doing time is how not to go do time. That was quick, wasn't it? That's a gem. I just dropped a gem on you. Ain't that what they call a jewel? So when you think a brother who got knowledge of the game or whatever ain't part of the game or don't know the game because he ain't never done no time, he ain't got no battle wounds, or he ain't got this and this and that. Oh man, that's such a bad perception. Because you think somebody who ain't went and done some time because they got told on, or they got caught doing some shit and they ain't had nobody to do the time for them, or their game wasn't tight, so they had to go do the time that they committed. They had to go do the time that they were responsible for. They actually went and did the time. You think the dude who ain't never done no time is weak or don't know. Or in your case, might even be a snitch. Some people be like, oh, that nigga did too much and he had a long run. He had to be snitching. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. There's people out here that got people lined up where when shit go down, they know what to do. That's their job. I think that's what I read in books. That's what I've read. I mean, you can pick that up at a Barn and Brothers near you. Ain't that the name of the bookstore? Shit, I don't even know. Okay, Google this shit. How to stay out of jail, how to get my shit tight, how not to get so many numbers. I don't know. Google this shit. You Google everything else. Marcus Broner says, product of our environment and a way so we understand. And a way so we understand. I think I got it. He's right. He's right. Well, I'm not gonna hold everybody up tonight. We didn't really tackle all the subjects that I wanted to tackle. But let me remind a couple people of a few things. Let me tell you what I'm going in, what direction I'm going in on the show a little bit more now, because my 2 hours is right up. Let me explain something to you. 31 shot in New York over the weekend. 100 shootings in Chicago over the weekend. My biggest concern right now is what's going on in Cincinnati, Ohio. 4 shot, 2 dead. Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm not going to keep talking about Chicago. Shit, Cincinnati got their own problems. I'm not going to keep bringing up what's going on in New York. Cincinnati got their own problems. I'm not going to just keep throwing up these numbers to make it seem like the world got a problem because of what's going on in Chicago. All I got to do is open my door right in Cincinnati. If I show as much energy as what's going on for real in Cincinnati, on the crime and the drop of the ball and the village and all that, and listen to people's subtle comments about who should be accountable for what. All you got to do is listen to people and not, you ain't got to judge them. Just make it make sense. When they say something, just make sure there's some logic behind what they say. Like, okay, yeah, the school supposed to teach us, but are the schools supposed to raise us? And then, I mean, some people might think that. Some people might really think that the school system is supposed to raise a young man, raise a young lady. I just beg to differ that. I beg to differ that. Because the only discipline that schools handle are disciplinary problems that happen at the school that involves your child. They don't have nothing to do with what happened at home now, do they? They'll intervene if they see a child being abused because that's only normal. But if a parent is taking a kid at home and the only time a kid is eating at school is a free breakfast, free lunch, and giving them an apple or a donut on the way home or some shit, and that kid don't eat dinner at home or don't take a bath at home, the school ain't got bathtubs at the school. It's not the school's responsibility to put drawers on your kid. It's not the school's responsibility to get your child a winter coat. It's not the school's responsibility to make sure that the kid shows up to school on time. Stephanie High asked the question, Wyatt, do you think the gun situation will ever be resolved? Not the way Biden is going about it. Let me ask you this, Steph. Let me ask you something. Do you think the drug game will ever end? So that's the same answer. I tie guns and dope all together. So the day that the guns come off, or the day that the dope come off the street, the guns will exit with them. Good luck on that. Charlene Knowles, unbelievable comment. I can't say it any better. Kids need both parents to be active. Bottom line. Can I add period to that? Can I say period to that? What's wrong with us? I knew Cincinnati had some people that had some damn sense. The shit I hear on the radios is ridiculous. The shit I hear on podcasts are ridiculous. Where my real people at? Where the real people that got some damn sense at? Show me. Call them. Tell them they got something real to listen to. Somewhere that they can vent their real frustrations. Let them know that we right here and we welcome all. Even those that disagree with us, we'll bring them around. I promise you. Let them hear some truth. Because lies have soaked up in their mind. They so distracted on police violence and all this old shit. It ain't got nothing to do with getting our people right. Every time you talk about what a police officer did wrong to us and y'all out marching and some other shit, I'm not saying it don't exist. What I'm saying is it's a distraction to the real problem. If you fix the disciplinary, then they don't have nobody to beat up on. Can we just I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and say that they're wrong. Every time the police do something, they wrong. I'm going to give them the benefit of that. Let's just say, I'm going to give the argument to the fake woke. I'm going to give them that benefit. Every time they say something about the police that the police then did, let's just say they're absolutely right. The police ain't shit. Well, let's stop giving them what they need. Let's stop giving them knucklehead little dudes running. Let's stop giving them guys with possession of guns and they not sure if the guy that's 170 pounds, light skinned with blue pants and a white shirt, let's make sure that they stop putting APBs out on brothers that look like me. How that's gonna happen? How they gonna stop putting APBs out? How about we stop shooting each other in barbershops? How about if the world with us? How about if we did something like this, bro? How about the fact that listen, I seriously doubt this. I don't care. You can call me an elitist. You can call me black elite, whatever you want to call me. That's just some shit to distract you and make you go against reality of who I am and try to turn you against somebody that got some goddamn sense. Let me just say this to you. It's very unlikely that if I'm riding down the street on the expressway and I get pulled over for 4th of July holiday and they were out. Chances of them running my plates, well-mannered car, respectable person, no warrants, no shit like that. I was speeding, let's just say. Chances of them walking up to my car with no tinted windows and no smell of weed and no loud ass music. Chances of them walking up to my car with the gun, with their hand on the gun, with the trigger already, with the safety off and all that old shit. Chances are that won't happen. Let's stop giving them a reason to approach us all dumb. How about that? I know I may have lost some people that was cheering in the back at first. Like, damn, I'm starting to come around. This nigga making some sense. Until he said that shit that we do. What you mean, stop smelling like weed? Shit, I'm gonna get mine. Soon as I say shit like that. But you do understand this is the reason why we get approached crazy. Like I told you, I know y'all gonna lie. You gonna be like, this nigga, this dude crazy. But the truth of the matter is this, yo. Whether you want to hear it or not, if we're fitting certain stereotypes, we're going to be treated like that stereotype. If we look like we'll take a gun to the park, they're going to treat us like we got a gun at the park. But if we get away from that type of look, behavior, and we won't pass off that false information to these people when they trying to get a read on us. Is it that difficult, or am I just the only one that's brave enough to tell the truth? Or somebody gonna come in and battle me and fight and say they ain't got no business. Let me tell you something. They got every business in the world, because that's to say they're not doing that shit for their own trills and thrills and kicks. They doing that shit because it's a job that needs to be done that keeps your ass safe, keeps me and you safe. So let me ask you something. Would you really be bitching if they had over policing down at that damn fireworks thing? Would you rather be bitching about how many police are there, or do you like what you're bitching about now? And that is, these freaking kids are crazy. They down 16 and a 19-year-old shooting. Why? What bitching would you rather be doing right now? What bitching would you rather be doing right now? I'd rather be bitching that they had a policeman standing by every trash can. They had a police by everybody on the stage, and it was massive police in the crowd. They even had undercovers in there. I can't believe this shit. They don't want black folks to do nothing. And did you see at the movie theater, they had police sitting in that corner, a policeman in that corner? Shit, we were just watching Days of Tomorrow. It ain't that violent. They don't want black folks to do nothing in the city. They be tripping. I'd rather hear that bitching. I'd rather hear that type of bitching. Because a 16 and a 19-year-old would be at home right now with another opportunity to maybe be something different than in a graveyard. So fake woke, y'all do some work. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all chaos agents. Y'all keep this shit going in the air. Y'all know that. I call you that. It's fair. You can call me, if you can call me an elitist, and you can call me something like that's not my name. I can call you something. And I'd rather be an elitist than a chaos agent. How about that? Anybody know what a chaos agent is? It's somebody that keep a bunch of shit going and distract you from how to fix shit. Let me give you a perfect example. Women, y'all girlfriends are some of the most, y'all girlfriends got some chaos, they agents. They chaos agents. Ladies, stop having a relationship with a man and that be your man and your best friend ain't got nobody. She gonna be a chaos agent. Girl, I told you he wasn't shit. Agent. She about to tell you why your shit ain't right. And you can't wait to hear it. And that's the same way these fake woke black folks are. They chaos agents and they know it's a line of people that can't wait to hear that shit. There's an audience for everybody. I wouldn't listen to preachers on the radio who says, send me some money. This is, the Lord told me I need a private jet. People really fall for shit like that. The Lord said, send in $59.99 and we'll send you this keychain. And we're trying to get a brand new jet so we can get to you and give you the word. The word. I'm cool on all of that. And I don't need anybody telling me stars, celebrities, LeBron James. I'm sorry. I love LeBron James for what he do for the community, but he ain't on point all the time. LeBron James made the idiotic comment when something jumped off up in Columbus, and he said some other shit. When he talking about some, the police ain't doing nothing but hunting. Now you got a platform of millions of followers, and you make a comment like police are hunting black folks, black men. Come on, B. You got to be more responsible than that. See, he can get away with it because there's no repercussions to saying the shit. But let LeBron James say something against the black community that's uncomfortable, and let's see how he recovers from that. Now, keep in mind, he could say that shit about what's benefiting, what's not benefiting the black community. He could say all that shit. Like now, some people don't like the fact that I'm bringing LeBron James up. I didn't stepped over the line. But the truth of the matter is, I'm about to tell you a fact. LeBron can say some shit about how the police beating up, how they hunting down and killing black folks. That is not accurate, okay? But I'll let him say what he say. But let him say something that's against the other end. He'll be blowing bubbles trying to survive from that shit. The community will turn on him. Keep in mind, this is a man who has done everything that a black father in the world should be doing. He married his high school sweetheart. They have kids. He gives money to the community. He does everything that somebody with that much success should do. And he lives by the code of a proper man. But when you make a comment like that, you can escape not being ridiculed. But you can't escape not being ridiculed if you really tell the truth about some of the people that are not living like you, LeBron. And this has nothing to do with money. I'm talking about married, taking care of their family. All the shit that you doing, LeBron, why don't you push that? I don't hear that agenda. I don't hear that. Because you'll be stepping on some toes, won't you, bro? And people might be like, who the fuck this sedity ass nigga? Bro, you better shut up and dribble. That's what they would be saying. Nigga, we just want to see you win an NBA championship. Don't be telling me how to run my household. That's what they would do to that brother. And y'all know that to be true. Soon as he say something different, than what he's saying and preaching that narrative that's going out, y'all will stop messing with him. If LeBron James put a book out on how to live my life, how to be like me, not take my millions, not live in a mansion with private security, I don't need police, not that LeBron James. The LeBron James that is a responsible black man who handles his business and takes care of his family. If he was telling black people how to be like that, y'all wouldn't pay that man no attention. Y'all would call him an elitist. This is not a knock on LeBron. This is just telling the truth of why he does not do what a lot of people step up and do. Not a lot. A lot of us don't step up and tell the truth and help. Like what I'm trying to do. I'm not making friends coming off like this. This is not doing anybody. Like this is not doing any of the fake woke black people. They try to turn people against me, but it's cool. That's cool. I don't know. I don't know better. I'm a naive. I'm an elitist. I'm a brother that look down on his people. Okay. Got you. Gotta check those receipts, B. But here's the thing. At least I'm an honest elitist. I'm an honest, arrogant person. Whatever you want to call it. I'm honest about it. I can see the forest from the trees. I could see what's right in front of me, and I'm not in any type of denial. I know what accountability is. I know what the problem is. I know that it doesn't matter if a prosecutor is white or black. I know when something is right and wrong. I know that. Some people like, man, why you be jumping, man? Like, what you mean a prosecutor white or black? Because the prosecutor in Cincinnati, Ohio is white. Y'all don't like him because of how he prosecutes certain crimes. Y'all don't like him. I get it. I understand. But what y'all don't understand is how to figure out shit. How to look at certain situations, or look at the past, or look at the records. Somebody just said on a podcast or a radio, I don't remember. I think it was podcast. Somebody said on there that one of the guys that was arrested in one of these gun shootings didn't have no business with a high bond. Well, she's right. He didn't have a high bond, but you're saying because all he had was previous driving on his record that a high bond was not required. How did that shit work out, sis? What do you know about the criminal justice system? Or you just out here with opinions and you don't know what's going on in here? Because let me tell you something that's different. I don't give a damn if all you ever did was run a traffic light. I don't give a damn if all you got is driving violations on your record. Once you start playing with guns and you in high crime areas and you playing with guns and you catching possession charges of guns and illegal possession of a firearm, and these are stolen guns, and you in possession and you out here rocking like that, what you did in the past with your record and only being a driving violation has nothing to do with your current charge. Your past record shows consistency, yes, but that ain't got shit to do with what you got in front of you right now. What you ate for dinner ain't got shit to do. What you ate for dinner yesterday ain't got shit to do with what's on your plate to eat right now. Nothing. And that's how the courts work. I don't care if you might do more. You might get a higher bond if you got pending charges and this, but that shit ain't even going on right now. So I could kill that narrative. I could kill the fact that this one sister said on a podcast, she said, well, you wrong. To one of the guys that called, you wrong. He didn't deserve a high bond because all he had on his criminal record was driving violations. Well, what did he just get caught for? Was it a driving violation? Because those are misdemeanors. He got caught with a felony. You judge those difference at a bond hearing. Now, tell me something that I don't know of 18 years experience in this industry. You tell me where I'm wrong on that. So you're supposed to judge a person's current situation based on a bunch of misdemeanors. A high-level felony is supposed to you're supposed to consider that this person don't have any contacts with the court prior felonies. That's what you're supposed to do in a bond setting? Okay. Well, guess what, sis? Let me tell you what's happening right now. When Joe Dieters come out and say what he just said today, and he said, Dieters declares war on illegal guns. No plea deals. Let me tell you what's happening here. You might get out on jail on a no bond, like without a high bond, or a bond that may be like an OR bond. See, the wrong words when people say no bond, that means you don't get a bond. That means you're sitting in jail with no bond. Okay, so they say the shit wrong. So that's when I really get upset, because they're not even wording it right. That shows me the level of they don't even have the right information. That's what that tells me. So when they say shit like he ain't supposed to have no bond, he didn't have no bad background, you basically saying he should be stuck in jail because he didn't have no bond. That's dumb. That's dumb. Anyway, let me just explain something to you. Let me tell you what's gonna happen. When these kids get caught with these guns and you think they don't deserve a high bond, that's fine. They gonna get out, but they still gonna get indicted. And what's gonna happen is this: Now they're going to go on the run because as they're going through, once they get indicted and they go talk to their lawyers, hit the share because they need to hear this because this is real information. Hit the share. Let me tell you what's going to happen. They get indicted on the charge and they out. They out on bond, OR, whatever. They out. Now they get to the lawyer and the lawyer is saying, well, you got indicted. This is how much money you're going to need to fight this case. Let me tell you what's going to happen. They're going to pay the lawyer for a little bit. They're going to stay out on bond, maybe, because what happens is an indictment hearing. Sometimes they show up at an indictment hearing after they didn't have they didn't have to post a bond, and they may have like a OR bond. And when they show up for the indictment hearing, they might get locked up with a high ass bond at that point because now an indictment came. Now they got to fight the case. So now that might be where the bonds start kicking in. It's a possibility that happens. Here's the other situation. Let's just say that the judge, at this case, once the person gets indicted, is transferred from municipal court over to common pleas court. When common pleas court judge, now it's assigned to a judge, a felony judge. That's a magistrate over there. That's not even a judge that's giving the bond. That's the biggest argument. You got people that's setting bonds this isn't even their case. They just setting the bond to get it out of courtroom A and send it over to the grand jury to see if an indictment passed. If an indictment passed, the indictment passes. Now it'll go over to common pleas, and that's where a person has to fight their case. So now they get out on an OR bond over there. It gets indicted. Now you're over in common pleas court. Once you get a bond, once you get a court date, now that judge can revoke a OR bond. Or revoke a $5,000 bond on a felony assault. They can revoke that bond and say, no, the bond is not $5,000 anymore. It's now $100,000. They can do that over in common pleas court. But let's just play devil's advocate. Let's just say that the bond stays the same. You got somebody out on a gun charge and they get out on an OR bond. They get indicted. They get taken over to common pleas court. When they get over to common pleas court, now what? Now they get over there, the bond stays the same, and while they're out, they in touch with their lawyer. The lawyer is telling them like, hey, Dieters is coming down on these gun charges, bro. They not taking no deals. They not giving no pleas, bro. Normally, I could probably get you 36 months on this charge. Dieters is going hard. He's saying no deals. We going for the max. They trying to lock up everybody with the gun shit. I don't want to hear from my fake woke black folks they doing black boys wrong with these gun charges. I don't want to hear that shit because guess what? Mind your business. Because that's what y'all say now. You say that about what's going on in the community. You say that about people that's coming out here all disrespectful in their clothing and don't have no respect for nobody. But you ain't mind your business. That's what they say. Mind your business. So that's what you need to do. When these boys start getting sent upstate for 5 years on some shit they should get 12 months on, mind your business. Mind your business. If the other shit don't matter and you don't want to get in nobody's business, don't get in that business because you don't know what you're talking about. That's what happens. So if you don't want to involve yourself at a base level and keep these kids away from guns and pay attention to how they're dressing and how they're conducting themselves, jump in as a village. Don't become a villager person. Don't become the head of the village when there is no hope. When they're at the end of the line, they get sentenced. And now only thing you can do for the village is talk about the unjust. When in fact, you had every ability to go in and help these young men at an early age. You could have stepped in. Pull your pants up, boy. Pull your pants. Little girl, where your mom at? I'm not saying to talk to them like that. I'm more on let's get to the parents. Let's start making it embarrassing to be that parent. We're not. See, there's a way, there's a tactic. All you got to do is play chess while these dumb people play checkers. Y'all like that? Because it's so stupid to me. It's an easy math solution. We can't make a parent be a parent, right? But we can make them look bad. We can make it out of style. Oh, man, that shit played out. It's played out to be a bad parent. It's played out for your kids to be a dope ass. It's played out to be a dope dealer. Bro, ain't nobody on that shit, but we glorify it. Talked to my friend today. I said, bro, listen, for people that don't think movies and music play a part in what we do, I say Scarface, the movie, fucked up a lot of people's life. New Jack City fucked up a lot of people's life. All this music messes up a lot of people's life because they glorify it. And it becomes what they think is real shit. It messes up people's lives. It really does. Whether you want to admit it or not. And the day that we get to admission, the day that we start taking accountability, is the day that we'll realize that this problem is not that hard to solve. Because when we start telling our people, oh, it ain't cool. It ain't cool to be no damn drug dealer. It ain't cool to get no fast money like that, man. It ain't cool to be rocking the systems to sleep, bro. Go get it. When it becomes cool to get a master's degree or a PhD or to become something special, that's when our problems will be solved. But we the only people that sit back and think being an idiot is cool. Being a loser is cool. You already know what the outcome of this shit is. You already know that they cool now. They gonna be played out in 20 years, 10 years. Pretty Ricky ain't all that pretty no more. His Jerry curl is dry. She ain't all that fine no more, bro. She done had 3, 4, 5, 6 kids. She ain't all that no more. How many generations of people gonna have to go through this bullshit for us to wake up one day and say, hey, we got way more shit aligned for us. We just gotta go get it. And the only way we gonna get it is to fix some of us. It's not a lot of us that's acting this way. But it only take a few to make a whole fruit basket look bad, smell bad, and go bad. I don't understand it. If you go into a Cincinnati public school right now, and you go into a classroom of 30, you only gonna have 1 or 2 kids in there that just don't care. All the rest of them wanna be all they can be and be somebody and have dreams. But it only take 1 or 2 to influence or get a hold of somebody else, and that's all it takes. It's frustrating, folks. It's very frustrating, but it's the truth. Let me check this DM, then I'm out. Don't go nowhere because you might like this last piece. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm just being honest with you. Whether you want to hear the truth or not, that's the truth. Let me make sure I got 6, 5. Okay, got a couple DMs. I knew they would be coming because I knew today's conversation was gonna bring up a few people that I know. I knew they wasn't gonna love everything I said. That's cool though. It's the Wyatt 5 p.m. show. Everybody ain't gonna love it. But a few need to hear it and a few will pass the information on, and I want to thank those that actually did come on. Keep this number in your mind, 513-310-0546. One day call in. Let's have a conversation. I'm tired of talking to myself. You ever sat in a room and just talk to yourself? I'm in the studio. I'm talking to myself. I wish I could see some of you beautiful faces. I really do. I ain't never seen that one before. Before we get out, let me read this statement. Just seen a video, Marcus Broner said, just seen a video today where the prison sued the state because they didn't have enough inmates. So they must be under contract. Damn. That's ridiculous. They must be under contract. You better get us some cattle in here. We trying to make our quota. Why it gotta be us? We get our parents right. We get our brothers right from having so many babies with all these sisters. I know y'all want to blame the sisters so bad. But let me tell you something. Just as bad as it is for a sister to have 5 or 6 kids with 4 guys or 5 guys, it's just as bad for any brother that want to mess with a girl that's in that situation. Sorry. Let's make them play it out. Sis, let's make brothers that got all these kids and ain't taking care of them. Let's make them play it out. Don't wait till you're 50 years old to figure this shit out. Let's make sure our 18-year-old daughters know that 2-3 kids before they 20, that's not cute. That's played out. Let's make it about the books and not the crooks. You feel me? Yo, this is Wyatt. This is the 5 p.m. show. I want to thank you for coming in. I want to thank you for coming out and giving me your time and effort and giving me you. That's all I can tell you. I really appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Tomorrow at 5. 5 o'clock tomorrow. Yo!
Your nigga pass, make it slap.
Yeah, the 20 and pill. Ran up and check it, this patty big Getty made 20 more mil. Drop on the album, then jump on the chopper and go to the hills. My youngin' gon' call of duty with that chopper and he wanna kill. Yeah, shot it on a nigga, did it on purpose. I told my other bitch, go with my other bitch, just to get my other bitch a new Birkin. Pretty white toes, pussy was perfect. Fucking it back in the back with the curse. Fuck on the back of this bitch out of squirt. No, you didn't get this shit on my purse. Ooh, go get this bitch a new press. Cool, I saw my car, I don't feel it. She had a lane, she healin'. Now she on the plane, she chillin'. And she supposed to pick on the Grammy, feel it. I know that nigga won't kill her, cause she in the villa, gon' hand with the killer.
I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5. Yo!
This that go shit. Little bitch tryna export with me, but she don't know shit. 7-Eleven, I bought all the
I'll be back in Cincinnati tomorrow, y'all.
It's like 500 bitches at the crib, but we still let them mow in. Wow. This that go shit.
Who with me?
Thanks
for the energy, Sabrina. Thank you. Appreciate it, Speed.
Back in the day, we was hopping the whips and riding it stolen.
Who with me? Let's get it.
Rolls Royce truck with the freak of the week. Chasing the dreams, I'ma pass it to me. Nigga, I'm a wolf, can't hang with a sheep. War on the neck, but my chain in the beat. Still up to your block with a motherfucking tatty. Every nigga with me down there, go and catch a body. Y'all nigga tapping at a hotel lobby. Wipe your nigga nose like that motherfucking slide. I'm in the trap with a dick, bitch. Yeah, I used to hustle, had the wrist, yeah. Most niggas fry like
See you tomorrow at 5.
If he a snitch, can't, yeah. I'm with the gang and we deep. Just like a dog, put a nigga to sleep. That little bitch tryna see me on the sneak. No TLC, but a nigga got a crank. Shit like JJ. Then a nigga block like a Beyblade. If I hit the block, that's a payday. Hurricane APA, baby. Made on my plane, I get rich, I pull up, I jump out the land, me a thugger. Killing the crib with no cutter. Feel like big range, just guns and butter. Whoa. This that go shit. Little bitch tryna export with me, but
See
she
you tomorrow
don't
at 5.
7-Eleven, I bought all the backwoods sodas and Trojans. It's like 500 bitches at the crib, but we still let them mow in. Whoa, this that go shit. This that telling them niggas might put 2 watches on both wrists. My trap booming, these niggas out here ain't having no motion. Back in the day, we was hopping in whips and riding it stolen.
Never could dare with my bitch, way better. My wrist out the motherfucker better. This parquet, I smoke on the face. Green diamonds, I fucked up my bladder. Motherfucker trends, I been with my kids in the spot, cause family matter. Everything else you speaking about, my get your ass whooped like a pedal. Yeah, free scale, no scale. Wait up, I spent 20 mil on the crib. Head up, in Dubai, but this bitch when it's real. Call my phone, you find this here. In designer, but I would kill. You done sent 2 from me, so I can tell. Yeah. My bitch, wrist clean. I flex, don't bend, I L, they're king. 100 bands, clean up the scene. Had your wife and you thought it was a dream. Nigga kick through the door with the bling. I took off in the foreign machine.
Whoa, this that go shit. Little bitch tryna export with me, but she don't know shit. 7-Eleven, I bought all the backwoods sodas and Trojans. It's like 500 bitches at the crib, but we still let them mow in. Whoa, this that go shit. This that telling them niggas might put 2 watches on both wrists. My trap booming, these niggas out here ain't having no motion. Back in the day, we was hopping in whips and riding it stolen.